Well, heyo everyone, and welcome. I'm your friend, Art of Mana, and let's dive into this 373rd stream where I have my friends Kuro and Bob.
Good evening. It is some time of day. I'm having trouble with that.
And we are trying to figure out how to discover the secret of mana.
Are we? I thought this game
Or
was
we're just trying...
Star Wars. Something Star Wars
It's a trap.
related.
We're trying to figure out
trap you.
how to have him discover the secret.
That's...
And really not give away all the secrets.
That's what it is.
Spoiler alert, there will be secrets.
That is what it is.
Spoiler alert, there are secrets.
There are secrets, and they are secrets of mana, as you can see the game next to us here. So what we have today is Nerdy Shirt Day. I've got Zelda. We gotta love Zelda, and then I don't know if we're seeing. There we go. We've got the nice Batman, and I love this.
Very
Look at this.
nice. Yes.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
I was hoping someone would go for it, but I was
Sorry,
like, I gotta save that voice, you know.
Yes. Also, you can't see it. I'm wearing police box pants, but no one can see.
Amazing police.
You can see the leg.
Yeah, that's all you
You
get.
can see a couple of windows.
And it totally works.
I'll stand up at the end of this one.
Very, very nice.
So, Jam Doggy, thank you so very much for that raid right off the bat. Before we even got started, Donnie, hello and welcome. We had a whole bunch of people come in and say hello, and I will be checking chat in just a moment, trying to catch up. But what we try and do around here, since we have 3 people on the couch, we've got chat going and we've got game dialogue. We try our best to make sure that we get everyone, and we come back to comments. So if we haven't gotten to it just yet, we'll try and circle back. If it's been a while and we've just clearly forgotten, feel free to repost, right?
May I add something to that?
Yes, please.
I do have to share what Mandarin Bread said. By the way, hi Mandarin Bread. Next stream, I'll have to count every time your me tilts his head.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the little snicker that I made involuntarily. That was funny.
I like it. I like it. Do we have anything else?
We do actually.
Oh, gosh.
Scooter says, "Hey, Art of Mana."
Hey, Scooter.
One Up John says, "Very cool Zelda shirt."
Thank you. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. So it's classic. It's retro.
Platinum Trophy Review. Hello, Mana.
Hey, PTR. What's up?
And then, of course, One Up John says, "Hi, Scooter." Artaliha, and thank you for this,
Nice.
Artie. Hi, Mana, Kuro, and Bob.
It's a trap.
Hey, you know what? Again, welcome to everyone, and it's just made me realize too that I probably should say for any one of you who are tuning in for the first time, I'm Art of Mana, but you can call me Mana. Feel free to ask any questions, and also this is a family-friendly E for Everyone variety channel. We focus mostly here on Nintendo games. We also play some retro games on original hardware. This is on original hardware with a multi-tap. So we're playing on a Super Nintendo right now. And also some indie games thrown in as well. So I hope you kick back and enjoy. What else do we have there?
We have a high Batman.
Yes.
Yeah, we do. We actually got a lot of messages in the first few seconds. Brutarius TV says,
Oh, nice.
"Hi, Batman."
Awesome.
Let's see. We also have there's a lot of back and forth. Dash Magnum. Hi, everybody.
Nice. Hey,
nice
Dash.
shirts on all three of you. Thank you, Dash.
Nice.
And PTR says, "I'll message you back on Discord about that important." Okay.
Sounds good.
And then Boopman.
Oh.
Mandarin bread.
Boop. I gotta look at this. Oh, is this Boop Man? Boot Man. Ah, I like it. All right. Well,
Great.
here I'm gonna bring
And,
this back here.
Just one thing. So if I missed any of your comments, I apologize for that.
And it's clearly his fault because he just took ownership of it.
Oh, yeah.
I took ownership of it. I owned up to it, unlike some people I know.
Oh.
I'm also going to be trying to look at some of the chat while I'm over here
Perfect.
as well.
Thank
See if
you
I can help
both
out.
so much. We'll see
Also,
if we
yeah.
can do things.
Can I point out something that I've never noticed before? So
Mm.
one of the nice things here is that the game is trying to give like the illusion of depth, right? So,
Right.
So you can see how the characters are walking around in the water layer, right?
Yes.
And that's pretty cool, right? Because it looks like they're kind of up to their chest in water. Look at the sprite, all right?
Oh my gosh.
Sprite cannot breathe.
Wait, what's the sprite's
What do you
voice
mean?
again? What would it sound like underwater?
Well, would
It was
blubbing
real- it
have-
was really
it's
deep.
a very deep voice, but yeah, but does a deep voice blub in a different tone than a high pitched voice?
I don't know. These are the questions.
That is
that
the secret of Mana.
Another secret is how we are able to magically just like pass through other people.
Oh yeah, that's a good secret.
Yeah, that is a good secret.
So to catch everyone up where we've been so far, thus far we have been banished from our home village of Patos.
Yes.
We have journeyed out into the woods with our rusty sword of mana. We met a blacksmith who has honed it. We've discovered that it is, in fact, one of the sacred weapons. One of the things that we need to do now is to collect all of the seeds to power up this sword, and so we're going to these various palaces in order to upgrade our weapons. Oh, it's the thing we always do, right? We've just beat the Jabberwocky.
Yes, we did
Yeah.
quoth the Jabberwock.
That's right. And now we are basically we've been told by Sage Luca that we need to go to the upper lands. However, I think before we go, by cannon travel would be the easiest. I think we should just stop by and say goodbye to the old man that was taking care of the sprite. I think that would be a good thing to do.
I think that's a very prescient idea.
All right,
I
perfect.
like it.
Let's do it.
I have no foreknowledge of why we would do that, but I trust that you would have the reason.
All right.
Trying to be decent people in a decent world.
Let's see.
Dash says that the sprite survives off of photosynthesis.
Yeah.
We got a blub 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 blub.
I love it.
Oh no.
Oh, what would Mana Man's power up be, or special power? I actually was talking to someone the other day. We were talking about like what would your superhero power be, and I just mentioned this kind of offhanded, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, that's brilliant! I'm never saying flight or teleportation again. I'm gonna steal that one." And I was like, I didn't think it was that good, but I said I would love the ability to speak in and understand every language in the world.
Oh no, we can't take the cannon.
We have to go the long way. All
Well,
right.
we can go through the woods.
That's true. Let's do that. All right. I forgot that you couldn't canon travel over.
Yeah,
Oh well.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
So we're supposed, according to Sage Luca, go to the Upper Land Forest, which is, as far as the sprite knows, where the sprite comes from.
Yep.
But the sprite knows, right?
Well, the sprite kind of forgets
Forgot.
occasionally.
Forgets the man that raised him.
You know.
It is a game, so.
Brutarius says that I don't know anything about this game. I'm wondering if perhaps that was said right before we launched into a little explanation.
It would
Hopefully.
have been, I think it was a little bit after, but just in case. So it doesn't know anything about the game. So description of the actual game, though. This is a really one of the first, at least mainstream, what you would now call an action RPG, as opposed to a JRPG or strategy RPG. So everything takes place on the actual map. There's no turn-based battles. All the combat is in real time, like that.
Yep.
That's probably like the biggest defining characteristic of it compared to, like, say, a Final Fantasy. I was actually reading about this game literally today, and that it was originally in development as a sequel to Final Fantasy III.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which was for the Nintendo.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I actually did not know that.
No, me too. And that now it eventually became what it became. I mean, just pull that down. And it was, as we've talked about before, on the originally for the Nintendo PlayStation.
Right.
Prior to that being scrapped.
By the way, everyone, please let me know if the audio volume sounds good, if you can hear voices over
I think it might be up
the
there,
game.
isn't
Yeah, I think you're
I think
right.
down here is the
Yeah, you're right. Let's go up this way. Oops, there we go.
But yeah, so it's a pretty cool game. It's got one of the best soundtracks, ever.
Yeah, I would totally say this is the best soundtrack of any game that I know of, that I've played. I still will go back to it, even in this age of digital, you can get symphonic soundtracks to games. I will still listen to this and just be so impressed.
That's it. Some of the remixes and work that has been done on remixing some of these tunes are really good.
That is very true. Yeah, just the actual writing, the actual music, writing is phenomenal. Let alone the way it's implemented. And I love I have a great nostalgia for the SNES sound chip. I love the reverb in it.
Made it.
And yay, huzzah! So yeah, hopefully that gives you a good update there. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask.
You want to be a part of something? It's just nice pixels. PTR says, I would want the ability to see 5 seconds into the future.
Yeah.
Let's see. That makes sense. I remember playing this with friends after playing Final Fantasy VI. That's your bot, I think.
Yep.
You can't actually read the name because the blue color with my glasses makes it impossible to actually read.
Right.
Audio sounds fine.
Good. Glad to hear that.
By the way, nice glasses.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm wearing them.
You are.
Where are we going?
Oh wait, never mind. Oh wait, no, actually,
Don't we want to?
but that could be a little bit of a
I
shortcut.
don't think this takes us to Guy's Navel.
Wait.
Why would they ever send us there from here?
I was hoping.
What a weird choice that would
That'd
be.
amazing.
I thought that was Guy's Navel.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry, I never pronounce it right. I always
Yeah,
say
yeah.
Navel.
Well, for that one time you
Like-
actually
like
pronounced
a
it correctly. Like a boss, actually.
Wait, we actually want to go down this way, don't we? Oh no, wait. Yeah, we do.
No one really knows.
There we go.
Yeah. The world, we'll find out. Wait a minute. No, we don't. Wait, yeah, we do.
Look,
It is lost already.
I have the sprite on just auto follow at the moment.
That's probably wise. Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah. Why try, right?
Well, there's that. Then I can just follow chat a little better.
Oh, I like it. I
While-
like
while
it.
we're sort of traveling and it's not
Beautiful.
imperative.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I need to get on chat at some point.
Here we go.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Sprite got stuck.
But again, welcome everyone from the Jam Doggy raid. Oh, we need to go up. There we go. Oh gosh, so I'm just soloing it now. Okay, why not?
You got this.
Let's do this. Let's go the back door here. Okay, through Guy's novel.
But yeah, so one of the interesting things I was reading about the development of this game today, because I'm weird and I was just happen to be reading about it. This is what I do.
What? Yeah.
That's not weird at all.
Yeah, right. But they said that the original, development process, this was going to be Final Fantasy IV, and then as they worked on it, it was for the Nintendo PlayStation originally.
Right.
They decided that they were going to go a different direction because they had to scrap a whole bunch of ideas, and then the next name they had for the game was not Secret of Mana or even Seiken Densetsu. The next name they had for the game was Chrono Trigger in development.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I did know that Chrono Trigger and this game shared a lot of I think there was
so
overlap.
If you look at the boy and the girl, the resemblance to Chrono and Marley is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, and I know that I think some of the team might have worked, or they put these two. If I recall correctly, they put both these games, both Chrono Trigger and Secret of Mana, in development at the same time to kind of on two separate tracks. Does that
That sounds about right.
I
Yeah,
think that's
they were
what it
both
was.
in development at similar times. I think there was a lot of crossovers.
And they were kind of trying to figure out, what would be the best strategy going forward and things like that. We're gonna do a quick little cutscene. So we were able to get our weapons.
Before the cutscene, Mandarin Bread had a question. Oh, well, first Dash Magnum says, LOL, they're helping. Mandarin Bread says, so when you play single player, do you just have yourself on screen, or do you have the other people as AI? I forgot their names.
So actually, you just saw it when I was playing solo there. The only difference is if you look down, kind of, I guess it's over this way. There's a 1 on the top right corner of the boy who I'm playing as. Kuro is playing as the girl. There's a little number 2 there, and then the number 3 by the sprite, which is who Bob is playing as. Basically, those numbers go away, and then they're computer AI. And there's actually some settings you can do to decide whether or not your character advances forward or stays back, whether it attacks or whether it defends. And that's basically the strategy part of it. The AI is, what would you say?
not good. It's not great. They tend to get stuck on everything. There's some interesting, we call it tech to it if you're sort of really into the game hardcore. For instance, you can actually skip part of the game by abusing the fact that the AI characters get stuck on things, which is weird.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that. There's actually a section later in the game I'll show you where you can do that. We won't do it because we're going to play the game.
We're actually playing.
But the other thing that's interesting is you can actually adjust the AI's behavior by making them more prone to attack or defend, run away, or engage.
Right.
But it's actually interesting if you max out their aggression, like how likely they are to attack, or their defense, where they're just not going to engage at all. By maxing out either of them, it'll actually give them either an attack boost or a defense boost, and they will actually be stronger either in attacking or defending because of that. Which is weird. You can actually make your AI character stronger just by setting them to be more likely to attack.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's a weird thing in the game.
Yeah, I didn't really think about that. I was just, that's kind of cool.
Anyway.
Maybe I should be AI.
All right, who's our elder?
Only we were all AI.
Downside, the AI will
You
never
were-
cast magic without you telling them.
That's right. All right, you're the elder. Go for it.
Oh, I'm the elder.
Yep.
You're safe! Somehow you seem older?
I thought he had a southern accent.
Okay. You're safe. Somehow you seem older.
That's actually what it was, I think. Well, I don't know. That was
can't
kind of what it was.
remember.
I will use the only use for the R button in the entire game.
Perfect.
Advancing text.
Beautiful.
Oh, thanks for dropping by. Take this mallet with you.
He was like an older southern guy before.
Oh, okay. What's that we used in the show?
And we just
Received
received the Midge mallet.
Midge.
Sorry about
No, yeah. Well, I'm like the omnipotent narrator here.
Omniscient?
Omniscient. Here
He
we go.
just wants to
I
be
could be omnipotent too.
You know, one of us got
Someone
a
is
degree in
awfully
English.
omnipotent.
Actually, didn't all three of us?
It's entirely possible.
All right.
So Midge Mallet, really fun. We're going to show this off because it's fun. Lets us make Kuro, I think, clearly.
Okay.
Look, he's tiny.
Wow.
Woohoo! Oh my gosh, Mr. Dacre! I love the timing. We have midgified the girl, and also incoming resub, Mr. Dacre subscribing for 20 months
That's
Wow.
in a row. Mr. Dacre, thank you so much. Seriously, that's an incredible number. Getting to the 2s. as the first number. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
that's pretty amazing.
That is awesome.
I don't think we want to go there.
We don't want to go.
Yeah.
So anyway, we've got the midge mallet, which actually, it can make you small.
Oh, I forgot that. Yeah,
Or
rope
make
takes
it
us all
big.
the way back here.
Yeah, why not?
Oh,
Well, we've
that's
already
amazing,
actually done
yeah.
everything we need to do,
That's
really.
true,
So,
yeah.
let's head
no.
to the upper lands, I think. And I believe, didn't we see that the cannon travel would take us there? Over
Yeah,
here?
the cannon travel next to Potos will take us there.
So we can take the cannon travel to the water palace, probably.
Yeah, good.
That's probably
I
gonna be
remember reading it
faster.
went to Pandora, but yeah, Water Palace is closer.
Yeah.
I prefer to take slingshot travel, but
Well,
that's
fine.
just me. Or catapults works better too. So we do have a few more comments that have come in.
All right. Why don't you hit start then if you're going to be reading that way?
Sure.
Yep. Perfect.
Oh look,
Now
she's so much better than I am at walking. Okay, so Dash Madam said, "Whoa, that makes so much sense about Chrono Trigger. I didn't realize they were so closely related." And I didn't know that personally either. Well, I don't
Have
know
you
anything
played-
about this game.
Have you played Chrono Trigger though? You have, haven't you?
I'm actually, no, I haven't, but
Oh.
I'm vaguely familiar with it.
Yeah.
I've read through the walkthroughs from Nintendo Power.
Nice.
for it, yeah.
Okay. Right on.
I
yeah.
think it's
I
interesting.
really recommend the DS remake of Chrono Trigger. It's
I
really
have
good.
that. I also have the virtual console version on that Wii over there.
Nice.
So that I was actually checking that out and like, that might be a upcoming playthrough because I've never played it before.
Oh, really?
I've never played.
You
it.
should play through Chrono Trigger. That's a good game.
That's what. Yeah, I feel like that's. Yeah, I've got to. I
will
don't know
say,
when.
One of the things about the Wii shop.
It is the Wii
Yeah,
shop.
I was gonna say
yeah,
the
but
Wii eShop.
Oh, the
but
Wii.
I was trying to combine them.
Yeah.
The Wii shop going out, turning the lights out is actually this is like one of the things I find the most at.
Right.
Because that was one of the only like relatively easy ways to play 3-player Secret of Mana was on the Wii.
You're right. You're right because if you didn't have it on the Super Nintendo with the multi-tap,
Yeah.
you could just hook up your classic controllers to
Yeah,
the
you could even
the
just
Wii.
play with you could play 3 classic controllers.
I actually went into this game on there, and I realized because I was looking at some of the saves here, and I thought, I know I've played it way more than some of these, more recently than some of these saves, or I thought I had other saves that that were more recent that I didn't see on this game. I realized I played them on the Wii Virtual Console, and then I saw it was so great because I saw that on one of my playthroughs, the sprite I named so the boy was named for me, the girl for Ms. Mana, and the sprite was named after our former Mana Pug.
Oh.
And it was like, oh, that just made me really happy. All right, we're going to the Upper Land now, by the way.
Upperland Forest.
Do you mind if I also interject?
Please.
Mr. Dacre says something.
Please, Mr. Dick.
Time to learn all of Mana's secrets.
That's exactly what this
There was
is.
the resub comment.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
was.
Oh, and the bot has informed us
Right.
that Kuro and Bob are here, and I know this game and he does not.
This is fantastic.
Thank you,
Beautiful.
Bob.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bob
Thank you.
knows
Thank
this
you.
game
All right,
inside
now
and
we are
out.
on our way somewhere we have not been, and this is
Yeah.
the 4th stream. We're going somewhere new
Yay!
for the first time in
Wow, this is the
6
fourth
hours.
stream. Yeah.
This.
I know. We're like, if this were a book that were this big, we're like that much in.
Yeah, I mean, this is fairly, this is where the game really gets into the game like proper.
Yeah.
Because we haven't gotten into the game yet.
Sort of
Again,
true.
I do think of the first part of it as like a sort of tutorial area just
Yeah.
to teach
Yeah.
you the game, and then
It's-
everything after is like the rest of it.
This is amazingly secretive.
So,
that new zone.
Pepita, your home's here in the Great Forest, right? Lead on.
Huh? I hit my head again when we landed.
Lovely. This might take a while.
All right.
All right, let's go
So-
talk to some Moogles.
So maybe taking cannon travel was not the best way to get to the Upper Lands, huh?
Maybe it's not the way to best way to get around in general.
Yeah, actually.
Moogle. Listen, he's laughing.
Well, that's nice.
No crying. Pebblers have taken over their village.
Oh, wow.
Well then, okay. Those
Let's go destroy some pebblers.
I may have the first time I played this thought that it said peddlers. You'll notice a theme where I just
Yeah.
thought everything was something other than it actually
Is
is.
it possible you couldn't read?
it's possible that I just could not read.
Were you,
But
you
I-
really were young back then.
I mean, I was a young mana.
So yeah, this 93. This came out.
Yeah,
I would have
93.
got it probably the year after that. So yeah, I mean,
I mean, youngish, you know.
Reasonably
But
young.
I think I actually did realize it was pebblers, but the first time I read it, I thought it was peddlers. Just, I think, you know, for whatever reason.
And here is our first example of an enemy that is just a color swap, a
Yes.
palette swap of a previous enemy.
Perfect weather. All right.
So that, by the way, is not a rabbite. That is a silk tail.
Yeah, so Rabbite in the corner. Well,
Goodness, is
that
that behind me?
Don't look now. But yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was rather unfortunate. Ooh.
Oh, let's get
Oh,
those.
I'm not even
Come on,
looking.
get them.
Uh-oh.
Get them.
You're still alive. It's good.
Okay, I was like, I was doing something important.
I do know.
So-
yeah, that's right. Just hit me.
Yes,
with
look at that
thing,
money.
Yeah.
Nice.
You get the money here.
Let's see.
So, we should check if we need any like fairy walnuts and stuff. Come to think of it,
Yeah, we could. We could just wait until we do the pebblers thing.
that's true. Yeah, yeah. Let's do that. Okay, so this is actually an area that I recall spending probably days.
Oh, you
in.
can spend a lot of time being lost here.
Just I remember actually being incredibly lost, and then it wasn't until. I actually kept the Super Nintendo on overnight because I was like, I can't, and I couldn't figure out, I forgot where to save, and I got really hopelessly lost. And then finally figured it out, and wouldn't you believe it, the first time that this game crashed on me was after I had figured out where it was, but before I saved. So
Oh my gosh,
that
that
was
was
rather
500.
unfortunate. That was pretty good.
Now,
What was that?
what was
What
that?
was that?
Now, bright side about this area
Oh my,
is
there it is again.
This is a great place for actual grinding.
Yes. So we're kind of doing some of that. Now, I should mention now, Kuro recently having had some dental work is a little bit, is a little bit sore and tired at the moment. So we probably we're looking at maybe about, including what we've already done, about an hour's worth of playing with Kuro. And at which point, I'm thinking, Bob, you and I can grind a little
Sure.
and just chat and reminisce about this game.
Settle some scores.
Settle some scores possibly in some Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo, possibly.
Grind enemies, not teeth.
That's true. You know, and I'm gonna let you two play a little bit. I'll
Yeah,
catch up on chat
'Cause
here.
I'm gonna
there
take-
were some.
If I'm doing that, though, I'm
comments
taking
I
them
missed,
away.
So I do apologize for that.
Jam Doggy says, would a young mana be called a mini mana? That's actually, I think, Ardalia's nickname for baby mana, who really isn't a baby anymore.
Oh.
Mini mana is pretty good. And Mandarin Bread says, former mana pug, former aw.
Oh no.
Yes, we had adopted a much older pug, which no regrets. Her previous owner couldn't continue to care for her, and so she was 8 when we adopted her. And we had some good years with her, but sadly she did die, and we, and so we had to bury our former mana pug. But now we have our mana chug, who is part of the family, part Chihuahua, part pug. And so, in some ways, and through that save,
Here's a map.
she lives on. Okay, so these are the pebblers,
They are quite mean. by the
not
way.
peddlers. And yeah, they are mean. Okay. And this is kind of an interesting thing too, because this is the first encounter, right, with this enemy, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And they're just a bog standard enemy, and yet they're treated like a boss.
Well, they are, and you actually fight just them as an enemy later in the game.
Right.
But interestingly, they actually have the boss flag on them, even later in the game. So they actually have like the same amount of evasion and hit points as bosses do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense, because they are a real pain, I'll
They
tell
are,
you
yeah.
that.
Like, later in the game,
ugh.
they're just like, you just fight them like normally.
Yeah.
They're not even like a special thing. You notice the music doesn't change either.
Yeah, it's like a weird in-between, and I wonder if this was maybe filler or something.
Yeah, this might be one of those things where they probably had something planned and then they had to cut the game down.
Yeah,
They
like
did this.
yeah, maybe it was actually something like a full-on boss fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other interesting thing is Moogles can come back to the village.
Woohoo!
now.
Yay!
I don't know. I was gonna say something about it.
Oh. And the Moogles are back. And this was my first encounter with Moogles, by the way.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. It was that casually, the peddler fight is actually kind of difficult if you're playing it single player, especially.
It is.
Because those guys, like, if you don't have someone controlling the characters, your AI does not do a good job of avoiding those guys.
No, so then it just ends up being you in the last little bit, just hoping that you stay alive.
Yeah, really. And you also, magic does like nothing to them.
Yeah. I decided. What was my? I decided to get out of that hole. Just smell the fresh air. And that's Watts.
What's up, Watts?
And Watts says, "Okay, which one's ready?"
Have we got the...
We
I think
actually
that's the girl
already.
who's-
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So you can actually exit out of here, and then what we can do is we go up here.
Let's see. So
Open
we,
this.
Yeah, with a young mana called Mini Mana. Ooh, SNES Street Fighter 2. Scooter's interested. Is Baby Mana even a baby anymore? Says PTR. And Power Ranger Jenna.
Hey.
Mana, want to hear something crazy?
I do, and welcome on in, Jenna. How are you doing?
I have to know though,
How's your jaw?
How crazy?
That's true. We don't want to go way overboard here.
I feel like it's one of those old, really old bad joke
Yeah.
setups, you know? How
Hey.
crazy is it?
I love this little midge-malleted Moogle. Gooby! Google!
Oh, you got it.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, my head.
What's wrong?
It's gonna be hard to say that in a
Yeah.
low voice. That's a hard word to say.
Yippee! I can remember everything. Walk the seasons from spring to winter, spring again, and we can enter.
This is one of the examples of how the translation from Japanese to English makes this a very bare bones translation, where the way the font works, they can barely include enough words to make things make cohesive sense.
Yeah.
So something like a statement like that is a really weird way to write it.
Right.
But they really didn't have much choice.
And so then we're left going, does that make sense? Sure.
Sure, yeah,
That
it's
makes
good enough.
sense, right?
So-
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so then the issue would be like, because if it's in the original Japanese, it's in characters,
Right.
which signify entire words. Whereas we have
Exactly.
to spell ours out. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that.
You also use like simplified kanji, right? For
Yeah, I'm guessing that they probably did. Well,
I'm pretty sure they use.
katakana.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
pretty sure
sorry,
they use
yes.
that, and then yeah. But there was some kanji, I think, for certain things. But yeah.
Yeah. So really quick, the difference between kanji and katakana. Kanji are the Japanese characters, and katakana is essentially a simplified version of those characters. What?
probably want Cobra bracelet for the sprite and the girl, and the boy can keep ours.
Keep going. Sorry.
That's like a simplified version of those characters, but they're primarily used in learning the characters. A lot of text that you might read if you're reading manga, for example, that's in the original Japanese. You'll see the traditional characters,
Man.
and then you'll see the katakana on the side. And katakana, hiragana is another alphabet, basically. But essentially, they're used to translate loanwords into Japanese, where if there may not be a character that can capture the exact word in English, they spell it out. So that is, so katakana, hiragana are phonetic languages, or alphabets.
So see, you
Yeah.
get to learn all kinds of things when
Just
you
a
were
little
with
bit.
us.
You
hanging
should
out.
see the things that I made my students learn today. They
Oh, nice.
probably
Ooh.
didn't love it.
What did they learn?
About tides.
Wow, I love that stuff.
Anyway.
Oh, I don't know why we're talking to Watts again.
We got
Oops.
we got some chats. So the crazy thing
Go to one.
for Power Ranger Jenna's birthday,
Scroll down.
got 24 books at the party and already has finished 2 of them.
Nice, well done. And
Which-
that's right. Happy
congratulations.
birthday.
Which, as Daft Malcolm points out, is awesome. Happy totally on time birthday, says the Mandarin Bread. Dark Solid gives us the hello and some emotes.
Hey, Dark Solid. And equip one of those bracelets.
Lots of people just kind of saying hi to each other, which is fantastic.
Awesome. I love it. I love that you're chatting amongst yourselves because
Yes.
I'm sorry. It's as I mentioned, it's a little hard.
Have you guys
and then
ever
you're
thought
done
if you've
with
bought
this.
milk from the same cow twice? Asks Mandarin Bread.
I
That's
have
that's
never-
a deep thought.
I've never thought about that, but now I'm gonna think about it all the time.
And Power Ranger Jenna just get the
right.
all caps
Yep.
Nana.
Yes.
This is an
Hey.
education channel.
That's right.
And apparently a Bob Ross email.
Jenna, yeah, so the thing about the comments here is we've got the game text, we've got our conversation, and the comments. So if I don't read it right away, I apologize. We'll definitely come back and swing back to it. So, Jenna, how's your jaw? Hopefully it's pretty good.
All right, so we poorly were explained by the sprite. We have to walk the seasons from spring to winter, spring again, which really just means we have to go from spring to summer to fall to winter and back to spring.
And the first time that I played this game, I thought it was you go spring, and then you go, what is it, spring, winter, and then spring. Like, I just went,
went back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, why is it not doing
like we
it?
said, you can easily spend hours just running in circles here.
Like, this makes no sense.
And I have done that many times. I think if we go up, isn't that not where I want to go?
Right, we want to go, I believe we want to go clockwise.
Yeah, that sounds right. Ow.
I'm pretty sure, but to be honest, I don't fully remember.
Well, we'll see what the next
Yeah.
color palette is.
Yeah, and then if it's the next season...
That's a cannon travel? Okay.
That's not helpful. Oh, where does the cannon... Well, we don't need to know.
It takes us back to the area we were just at. I forget exactly where it goes. But...
Right. Dark Solid X, yes, indeed, these are Moogles. So, this game, even though it is not actually a Final Fantasy game, does incorporate Moogles. And this was the first time I ever encountered Moogles. I did not know anything about Moogles before this. I'm actually going to switch to a different weapon. Sorry, I keep coming into the menu and then forgetting.
Yes, Moogles, no chocobos. Wow.
No chocobos, you're right.
And definitely not muggles.
And no Muggles. Well,
I think there's lots of Muggles.
actually, yeah. Well, maybe. That's debatable. All right. So, yeah, I guess I think this way? No. Wait. This is summer.
Yeah, so we want spring.
Yeah, so we were right. Okay.
Yeah, so the spring.
So this
Cool.
is spring. Oh, you know what? I love this section. This is really pretty.
Isn't this nice?
Let's see.
Yeah.
So the other thing that makes this area tough, though, is if you are underpowered, which actually we are on the verge of, I would say.
I think we're actually pretty well leveled. We had a couple of times where we gained a bunch
That's
of levels
true.
that we didn't necessarily need to.
But we're definitely not as overpowered as you could be. When I play this just for fun, which, by the way, I've done on this version, the Wii Virtual Consoles we were talking about, and the mobile version, which is not the ideal way to play it, but if it's the only way you have play it, it does some funky things with the graphics and it messes up the ring menu, so that's kind of sad. But
you can, like me, spend 10 minutes just looking at water and going, look,
Yeah.
there's a reflection.
and it's not a bad way to go. But then I played it a little bit. I haven't beaten it on the
I want to go up.
SNES Classic Edition. I need to go. That's going to probably be my next solo playthrough. And I haven't played the remake either.
Winter.
Yay!
Yay.
But all that's to say that when I play this just casually for myself, what I usually end up doing is playing just grinding and making sure that I really don't ever have to struggle. It's just like, it's so satisfying. I went into one of my old saves and I just I was like, I don't remember how leveled I was, and I just hit one of the first enemies I saw and it did like 900 damage, and I was like, okay, I'll take it. Also, Mina, welcome on in. Thank you for joining the Friends of Mana. I sure do appreciate that. I'm Mana. You can ask me any questions that you would like. And hope you enjoy the channel. We are playing Secret of Mana on original hardware. I've got Kuro and Bob with me. Oh,
no.
Mina.
Generous.
Oh, no. What?
Thank you so much for the bit. I sure do appreciate that.
What should I do? I think I'll just heal us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
that'd be good. I'm
that's-
pretty low.
That's quicker.
But yes, Mina, we are playing Secret of Mana on a Super Nintendo with the multi-tap and enjoying ourselves.
Really quick.
I think we're enjoying ourselves.
Are we
I'm
enjoying ourselves?
I'm enjoying myself.
Are you enjoying yourselves?
I'm enjoying myself.
I'm
Do we
enjoying
need to heal up
myself.
anymore, or are we good right now?
Oh, we're fine. We're fine. Yeah.
Okay.
We're hardy.
Ooh. We're hardy.
I have been silenced. When I am silenced, by the way, it is much like It is much like flipping the, well, you're literally flipping the controls of your directional pad.
Yeah,
really.
silence has two effects.
Not
it,
flipping, actually. Not
Well,
literally.
it inverts left and right.
Inverts, that's what it
Water
is.
thug.
It inverts left and right, and
Up and down, actually.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yes. And it also makes it so you can't cast any spells.
Right,
or
right.
duration. Doesn't
Which
affect the
doesn't
boy.
affect the boy, yeah.
Uh-oh.
And that was fun.
You've met the Reaper.
Yep. Mandarin says, wait a second. I look back for 1 second and it's winter. I know. Winter has come.
Have you met the Reaper yet?
Have I officially? Just wait. Yeah, now I have.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no
that
problem.
was oops on my part.
Do we now sing the Deep Purple
MVP.
song? Don't Fear the Reaper. That's a good song.
So, now that's right. I forgot the Cup of Wishes. So the Cup of Wishes, does it always completely refill your health? I don't.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, Couple Wishes always heals you. It's the spell that the girl has
That
later
doesn't.
in the game.
That's what it was.
Spoiler alert, later in the game, the girl gets a spell.
I get a spell.
Yeah. So
Whoa.
that's
It's running away.
That thing came out of nowhere.
That's a good thing to remember, especially for later on. You might want that, All right, so let's go on. And yeah, it's not even winter now, by the way, Mandarin Bread. So
Now it's summer.
now it's summer.
And there's
And more silk tails.
fake rabbits.
Oh, yes, don't buy it from Nico. That's right, Mina. Mina, you must know this game. I love it. Yes, he's a greedy cat. That's a good way to put it. Even though I totally just bought a bunch of them from Nico, just because. Oh well.
He likes to waste our money.
I know, it's like, well, but we're grinding, so that's the other thing about grinding is that then you tend to not really be so bad off on money.
Yeah.
Although I could have sold some stuff too, I just remembered, but we'll do it later. Yay, my gloves have reached level 1, that's what I was hoping for.
There's not a lot of stuff to really buy at this point in the game.
True. So, Mina, I take it you are a Secret of Mana fan. And,
We're supposed to go the other way around?
I just realized, yeah, I think we were.
Oops.
Because we went,
Because you want to go spring to summer, right?
yeah.
Alright.
So, alright, let's go.
Look, I'm a Moogle.
Hey, Moogle.
Yeah.
Now, hey, there's something cool that you can do here.
Is it what I think it is?
It is.
Alright. That.
Yep.
Now I'm a mini Moogle. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Mini Moogle.
And it's just so satisfying to do that.
It is.
So getting the Midge Mallet isn't necessarily critical. I mean, you could actually play the whole game without it.
Oh, easily, yeah. It's
But-
easily missable.
Yeah, but it is a nice little thing to have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Great, that's the.
Oh, no.
So one thing about being minied is you take a ton of damage.
Right. So it's not the safest thing to do, but
I'm gonna do this.
oh my gosh, Mina, that's awesome. Mina says I started playing as a kid on the SNES and finished the PS4 remake a few weeks ago. Did you beat it on the SNES? Oh, you said beat it several times. I'm guessing you beat it several times on the SNES as a kid. Yeah, I grew up with this game. This is my favorite game of all time. So it's kind of a special thing we're doing, streaming this on, with 3 players. Did you ever get a chance to play it 3 players? Because that's really fun. Yeah, this way, right?
Sounds right.
And then up and over. And I say we just go for it. We don't need to actually do any leveling at the moment. Let's just have the thing happen.
The thing.
The thing.
Watch out for the steamed crabs.
That's right.
I've been
Oh,
holding
this way,
that in
right?
for a while.
Oh no, that's the village. I like that.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yay! That was from the right.
I love that too.
Yeah.
It's from the right. I didn't bother saying east.
I know, right? And then actually, here's the thing that actually cracks me up about that too. You come out like this because you have to rotate. You have to go down to get to this section.
Oh, no.
So
How dare you.
for the sprite to have said that,
Yeah.
it's actually this. It's
Yes,
the opposite
the way
direction.
the sprite would be facing.
Yeah. Oh, it's mirrored here, but yeah, it would
Yeah,
be this way.
The map is to the
Yeah.
right on the map, but it doesn't make any sense
Right.
from the sprite's perspective.
it's like, or it could just be a fun thing that the sprite doesn't
Just
know.
gonna do this.
That's a
because
good call.
They're almost out.
Mina.
Phone background is a fan art of this game. Yes.
Um.
That makes me very happy.
Yeah, this was actually one of the first online. It was, well, we've got a thing.
I'm
Yeah.
back.
that thought.
What the? The village is a shambles. What on earth happened? Hey, something's here.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What's here?
Boss music.
I love that music. So
So
good.
good. It's
All
actually my daughter's alarm clock for school is my old phone. I have made the alarm actually this song,
Oh my gosh,
so
that's
it goes
perfect.
off in the morning to wake us all up, and we just hear. So good.
That's-
So
That is pretty perfect.
this is Springbeak.
Whoa.
Springbeak, like most bosses, has evasion, but not only that, anytime you actually
no.
hit the beak, it does not take damage.
And Thunderbolt is pretty OP.
Yeah.
Wow. Should
So,
I do anything? Can I do
yeah,
anything?
sure. Oh, nice, and you got your magic skill up.
That's very good.
Yeah.
So yes, so I will, Mina, I will get back to you as soon as we finish this boss fight.
It's minus 33, yes, so please print.
Oh gosh.
That's why I don't live anywhere where it gets that cold.
Oh, Mina, I'm so glad you like the accents. I'm so happy to have met you. I love meeting Secret of Mana fans. Okay, so
Oh gosh.
This is going well.
I keep. It's weird too because you would think that you could go lower than you can, but the
Springbeak has a weird hitbox.
yeah, it really
Oh,
does.
I haven't done anything to it.
Has a hit.
How do you hit it?
Yeah, this is an excellent question.
Really?
Oh shoot! I keep
If
getting
you
hit.
if you get a little, if you don't go quite as close, you do have a pretty decent range with the spear.
How much did Thunderbolt do last time?
It was like 200. No, it couldn't be.
No.
We'd be dead. It was like
Okay,
50. 50 is what it
50.
was. Yeah.
The reason I asked is, anytime you get hit with a spell, you've actually got a couple of frames that if you mash, you can actually open the menu before you take the damage.
Oh, nice.
So I'll show you this trick right here. Oh, I missed.
Ah.
Oh,
But that's right. I told. Yeah, I spaced. I knew it was 50.
So you should probably do the things.
do
Yep.
the things. I'm good at
Yep.
doing these things.
So Mina's cell phone ringtone is Secret of Mana, the theme, but the texts are Super Mario Brothers 1 sounds. I love it. That's great. That's
And
great.
I gotta do the other things too.
All right. Yes. Oh, actually, yeah. I guess that doesn't really matter.
Too late now.
Yeah, I was gonna say something that didn't make sense because I was going to say that you might have not had the cure effect on the sprite since it was still reviving, but then that doesn't matter because the
It'll
Cup of Wishes
revive.
was completely yeah.
I will say it actually does. If we're technically, probably you do want to actually only cure water on 2. The amount that you heal for is actually
That's true.
more if it's only 2 people.
That is true. Yeah, it's a good point.
But it's pretty good.
Yeah, and we're still
Oh,
pretty
no.
early HP, so it's not gonna be as noticeable. But yeah. All right, boy, this this boss.
I'm like, I can't do anything.
It's a toughie. It's a toughie. And yeah, and I love that I keep doing like 40 damage. When it's the small numbers, it just makes you so sad. It's like no. Ooh. Well, there go I. And we're gonna need some heals ASAP too.
Can't do nothing.
I got you.
Beautiful.
Nope.
All
that's the
right.
wrong one.
Oops.
It's alright. We're just candy for everyone.
Yay!
Yay for candy. See, this is what it does in real life too.
I'm so excited. Okay, you have to push start. Yeah, everyone is. Okay, cool. Hey!
That was easy.
But
and done.
Huzzah!
what even happened? What
We win. We're so good.
This
So
giant
good.
chicken with its head on fire, just flopping around,
I
hitting
think
us with his
the
lava.
implication is
Yeah.
clearly spring break beak.
Spreek?
Spring break.
Spreek
It's
break.
spring
I
break.
clearly destroyed the entire
That's generous.
Sprite village. Let's go this way though.
Oh,
Mina,
all those
thank you for
poor
that cheer.
muggles.
Okay, so really quickly to catch up, I will let you go where'st you will. Mandarin Bread says, woohoo, way to go. Mina says, thank you. So Mandarin says, I wish I could walk a few steps, then it turns to spring. Yep, Mina says it's negative 33 degrees here, so yes, please bring spring. We've received the seed's power. Now we should probably talk to this old gentleman over here.
Now, this is my favorite place to grind, like in
Yeah.
the game.
Bro. Who wants to do it?
Grandpa?
Sounds like... Is that you, little dyke?
I like it.
Grandpa, can't you see me?
Empire's men came and undid the wind seal. A bright flash stunned me. The others, there. This is awful.
No, they must have escaped.
I suppose so.
Grandpa!
Okay. Tyke, we sprites are a part of mana. That beast couldn't have beat us. But humans are breaking seals and releasing monsters, which are consuming our source of life, mana.
I'll put a stop to that immediately. These two can help.
Yeah, ellipsis.
I'd go with you if I could see it better. At least take some Sylphid, the wind elemental, with you. Some Sylphid.
Yeah, get that Sylphid.
Just take some Sylphid. That's you.
You called, master?
These young people are now your master.
Oh, it is so.
He's stoked.
Ooh.
Gained Sylphid's powers.
Use Analyzer to learn what magic works on crystal orbs. Use your magic on the orb in this forest to open the way to Mantango. It's said a white dragon lives in a cave north of Mantango. Wow, you're saying a lot. The dragon can help you. Go now, and worry not about me.
Grandpa, everyone will be back soon. Me too.
Come back whenever you're tired. Sorry, that's just so weird. Let me fix you up. Shall I save your game?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
let's do that.
Okay,
So-
Take care.
It's a great thing about tone, right?
Yes.
It's like, the end of the world is nigh, but for the force of your great warrior prowess. Shall I save your game?
Yeah, let's do that. That sounds like a good idea.
All right.
I
Should we
like
sleep
this guy.
for like
Yeah.
10 days straight? Yeah, we'll take a nap.
He's long-winded, and he also saves our game.
Yes, he also heals you and your mana, which is really nice. So like later on, we'll come back into this later. I'm
Yeah,
sure, but,
yeah.
Later on, you can come here, and especially with the girl, you can just like spam all of her magic and level it up, and then you just talk to that
a good
guy,
idea.
and he heals all
Yeah,
of you.
that's the perfect spot. It's kind of like when you had Luca,
Yeah,
but this is a great one too because then you're also able to. It's a little bit easier for the sprite because you've got some higher powered enemies, so you can kind of level the
yeah.
sprite
You can
up
also
as
just
well.
like walk here and kill the enemies
Right.
with the sprite's magic, then walk back. It's
Yep.
relatively quick. Also, later on, it becomes easier to
Right.
get to here than to the water palace. It's just faster
Right.
to travel here. No
Let's go
spoilers
back
about how exactly we would do that.
Yeah. So let's see. Oops, I'm a little behind here. Dash says, "Grats, you did it." And here we go. Mina says, "As someone listening
Oh,
only
Legos.
to audio while writing elsewhere, these accents and conversation are almost tripping me out." Well, I'm glad that you are able to join us just with audio. Feel free to do that. Feel free to lurk anytime. And yeah. Oh, here we go.
So here's our first use of Analyzer. So if you open your magic and go to Sylphid,
Okay. Ooh,
you have a new one.
there we are.
And you go to the exclamation point over
Oh my
there.
gosh, I have a thunder saber.
Yeah, you do. And a balloon. Don't forget the balloon.
Okay.
So we analyze the orb, and it tells us
Okay.
Sylphid's magic will work.
Which is wonderful to
Because
know.
now we have that. I think it's Air Cutter for this one.
Ah, yes.
I think. Oh, sorry, Air Blast.
Air
That's it.
Blast.
Yeah, it's Air Blast. It's Air Blast.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And Mandarin says, "I have to hit the hay. Take care, Bob, Mana, and Kuro. Also, everybody in chat." So thank you so much, Mandarin. If you've already taken off, sorry. If not, hope you have a wonderful night. Sleep well, and I will catch you very soon. Next stream, Friday night, Terraria. And it'll be a little earlier, so it should be good for you. Mina asks what our favorite weapons are in this game.
As well, if it's not obvious, I guess maybe it's not necessarily. The whip. It's not close. It's always the whip. The whip is awesome. It has the range. It you can use it to grab across gaps and like do cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I too like the whip, but I never was able to use it very well.
I think it's because I've been hogging it.
Well, I never even had a chance to get used to it. It's just like, I had the whip for a few seconds and then I was like, this is too difficult.
There is a glitch you can do where you can actually have everyone holding the same weapon. You can like
Really?
have multiple people holding one weapon.
Oh,
But
That's kind of cool.
I don't
That'd be
remember how to actually
sweet.
perform that glitch off the top of my head. But I know you
we
can.
can all hold the whip.
We could. We could have 3 whips.
My favorite would have to be probably the spear. It would have to be the spear, yeah. Even though there's a part of me that wants to say the sword, I think it's gonna be the spear. I just really enjoy the range. Plus, it's pretty powerful. It's pretty precise. Its attack pattern is easy to know. For just kind of having fun, though, I actually do like to play with the what I guess would be the brass knuckles or the power glove or whatever.
Yes, I love the power glove.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
The gloves.
Yeah,
That's
the
what they're
gloves.
called. Yeah. And I just think they're fun.
they are, yeah. They're kind of like a silly weapon though.
Yeah,
Well, you have all these good ranged weapons. I'm
Right.
using my fists.
It's pretty much the least useful weapon,
Yeah.
but it's fun.
Yeah, like I have a soft spot for some of the more, less good weapons. Like I quite love the javelin.
Yeah, well, the javelin is actually fairly useful. I mean, it is ranged. If you have the girl and the sprite with the boomerang and the bow, which is what I usually do,
Yeah.
I have them set back and attack from a distance. Then
I always can't stand the bow. Just the range is so short.
yeah,
It's like, what's the point of this?
That thing is pretty tough, actually.
We will soon see our first example of a pebbler as a standalone.
oh yeah, that's
Spoiler
true.
alert.
All these
Spoilers.
spoilers.
I know, I'm the
Oh my
worst.
gosh.
I keep
Hey!
forgetting.
We don't have no secrets
Welcome
no
Alright.
more.
to
We're in
Matango. Oh,
Let's
I didn't
see.
switch through
Uh-oh.
The whip. Stop, Family Guy is screeching at me. Randy, sword. Those are all things Mina said.
that. Yep.
Oh, I feel that lag.
Yeah, that's some beautiful, beautiful lag.
are kind. We're peaceful. That's
Yep.
exactly
These are
what
good
a
mushrooms.
mushroom would
Yeah.
See,
sound
yes,
like.
that's what a sinister mushroom would say. Well, I love how there's like this fog effect. By the way, just
I
graphically.
can't go forward for some reason.
Push him up
here.
Oh, that
All right,
works.
solo.
That works too, yeah.
Oh, it's on me. Okay,
Yeah, you got this.
cool.
Primbo. It's so weird. Oh, I see. This is your choice for what your favorite characters are with the weapons. Yes. Popoy, whip, or javelin. Fair enough. It's so weird seeing their actual names written out. I
Yeah.
never called them that.
Yeah. So I would say for me, if I was gonna say the 3 characters, I'd say boy would be either sword or spear, girl would be spear or bow, and sprite would be boomerang or axe. That would be like my
That's fair. I mean, yeah, if it comes to like utility, having like whip axe just equipped is really
Right.
handy.
right.
Not having to switch.
Yep, exactly. And here we go. We've leveled up our boomerang.
Well, what's it now?
It is now the backhand. No, that's not. It's a backhand whip. The
backhand
boomerang is
is-
now a
yeah,
backhand
sure.
whip. It's a load boomerang.
Was it do we
I
already
think
have
it
the shock
was
now?
it? I think it was the shock. Yeah, because we were doing the Xena
we
noises.
got to do my favorite.
Yes.
My favorite little something in the game.
Yep.
You know. All right, ready? So we're gonna go here, right? So this is an inn. We can save our game. We can rest. Now, you ready to go say hi to the innkeeper?
Mhm.
All right, let's go.
There
it
is. Hey!
Wow.
Literally serves no purpose. There's no reason to this other than. All right, we're gonna moonwalk. There we go. Alright.
So great. I love that.
Yeah.
But actually, let's save anyways since we're here.
I love that that's in this game, and I
Oh.
I found that out when I was a little kid, right? I was 10, whatever it was, and I found that out just playing the game. And I really did assume it must do something. Like there must be some reason. There's none.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like just left in the game as part of an earlier design thing, or if they just thought, hey, it'd be hilarious if we just tease people with this.
Did you not know that was a thing, Mina? That you could do that? That's awesome.
Yes.
And Light Bogo, welcome. It is Mana's favorite game.
Whoa.
Mina, thank you for that.
The true secret of mana.
That's right.
is now revealed.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the secret.
That's everyone wants to know.
Yeah, I think
Are
now's
you?
a good time.
Now's a good time.
Yeah.
What I was.
The
Let's
plus
see.
one. I never knew that.
If if we set the next story thing in motion, and then you and I do grinding from there, you think that's a good place to call it?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
The only other, because how long would it take to get to the next? You know what I'm thinking of?
You mean the next place or the
Next-
next
next
story
fight.
element? Next fight? I mean, if you do it quickly, you could probably do it in 10, 20 minutes. But
That's probably too much. So,
Okay.
well, I mean, it's up to you, but
It's fine. I almost feel
But-
like Athena's better as an AI.
Also, I think that's, if you're doing it quickly, we've done very little quickly to this point, so I'm not sure why I
True.
would expect
Why would
it
we
to be
think that we
quicker
could do
than-
quick?
yeah.
So why don't we do the story element here? Because then that's like a good stopping point, and then that should just be a couple minutes.
Okay,
Sound
sure.
good?
Yeah, it's
All right.
fine.
All right, and then
So-
we can grind from there.
So does anyone want to call the voice of Truffle?
Oh, I mean, it sounds like you want to.
I haven't got a good one in mind at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone just hears the word truffle and thinks they have a name that would go well with that.
Yeah, it might be fun to ask people in chat. Which of the three of us would you like to
Okay,
be
yeah, fair
King
enough.
Truffle?
Who's Truffle today? We have Kuro, Mana, or Bob. It was nice meeting everyone.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, Mina. And I'm so glad that you learned something new there. That was pretty cool.
Yes.
I mean,
All right, so in chat, just go ahead and post who you would prefer, whether it's myself, Mana, or whether it's Kuro or Bob.
This right here, this mushroom with a mustache and a crown.
Who's gonna voice?
That's King Truffle.
Who's gonna voice?
I'm actually, I don't know if you know this, I'm modeling my current facial hair on King Truffle.
Oh, I like
It's
it.
actually my goal. is
That's
to look
pretty
just
good.
like him.
I like it.
Yeah.
very nice.
Not bad.
Right.
And then the crown comes later.
Well, yes, once you've mastered the mustache, you
Right.
then get a crown.
Exactly.
That's the rules.
Light Boko says blue shirt person. So
It's a trap.
All right.
trap.
Why not?
You can give it the
I think
Akbar
that's-
voice.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
All right.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
I think you have to.
At last, the legendary knights.
That's actually really
Perfect.
You don't think we have a legend here like everywhere else?
No?
Nope, that's it. That it? Oh, is this it?
good. That's yeah.
Riding a white dragon and wielding the sword, they shall save the world. ...
While you're doing that, I'm just going to moonwalk.
yeah.
That's you guys, right? I knew it right away. Just yesterday, one of my people saw a white dragon fighting a huge snake. Use the first floor exit on the right for the cave. Palace, I know where it is, but first, it's a trap.
But first it's the trap.
But first, find the cave. Then I'll tell you how to reach the palace. Oh, and there's something upstairs for you too.
That sounds ominous.
And your little dog too.
And your little dog too.
Okay, so it's hard to know exactly what's going on there.
Well, he's
because-
telling us a legend that they have, because they have legends too.
Right.
Wait, they have legends too.
There's-
I mean,
there's
just
a
because they're
white-
mushrooms doesn't mean that.
Yeah,
they're
their ancestors once rode flying animals, white dragons.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Amazing.
one
Coincidentally.
coincidentally.
It's just coincidence. It has nothing to do with Bren.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Or the evil
one,
empire.
One was spotted yesterday in a cave to the north. So that's the setup. So basically, next stream, which will be next Wednesday, and we'll be all back on the couch. We are going to investigate and see if perhaps there is a white dragon nearby. So that is, I think, a perfect place. Right?
Yeah,
Would you agree?
right.
I think so, yes.
Exactly.
Getting the
To-
white dragon mentioned.
Right.
Yeah.
To eventually ride the white dragon all around.
Well, who said anything about
the world.
riding a dragon?
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
That sounds crazy.
But what we could do then is go back and grind in the Upperlands area,
Okay.
and that can and just chat about the game a bit, and we'll and I mean actually it's probably what time is it here? 9:30. So we got an hour that we can play. So that's kind of what we're thinking right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, with that,
Oh, one thing
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention for any of you Poke fans out there, I have finally reached the end of Pokemon Crystal.
nice.
Oh.
And I am currently grinding to level myself up for the very final boss, which is
For red?
yes,
Yes.
for Red, the most difficult battle in the entire series of the games.
Yeah,
The whole
I'll
core
second
series,
that.
Yeah.
Well, that is exciting.
I got pretty far, but I was defeated by Blastoise. So now I'm trying to get myself leveled up by 5 or 6 levels per Pokemon. So it's intense.
Right
Yeah,
on,
and,
though.
and
Wish me
leveling,
luck.
leveling in Gen 2
Yeah.
is not as easy as in modern games.
It is not. They don't give you as much help now as they did.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't give as much help then as they do now. So
Right.
It's definitely true.
But for the record, Crystal is, in my top, 3 favorite Pokemon
Oh,
games.
nice.
It's really good. I got the 3DS version when that came out, last year.
Yeah,
Is that a
that's what I
remake
have too.
or? Oh no, that's just
it's
a
Crystal, yeah.
It's just a
Right,
virtual
right.
console, right?
Yeah. It was the only virtual console game that came out on the 3DS last year.
Oh
Literally
yeah,
the
that's
only
right.
one.
That's right.
It's
Oh,
Pokemon
man.
Crystal.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just abandoned that platform entirely.
Oh, that's too bad.
So, Kuro, thank you so much for being here. And next Monday, or this upcoming Monday, we'll be back with some Pokemon, right?
Yes, definitely.
So, for those of you who are new, Mina, Kuro, and I are playing Monday's Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. And we're making some pretty good progress. I'm thinking that Glitter, our Pikachu, is going to be pretty leveled up because I have been taking my Pokeball out
Oh my
for mini
gosh.
walks. We'll probably be level 80
Level 80.
in
And-
early game.
Did we? I think we just passed the second gym.
yeah,
That's
basically.
insane.
So, all right, well, we'll bid you adieu. We're going to just take but a moment. Please stand by, everyone. We are going to go ahead and get situated, and then we'll be right back.
Psst. Hey, Mana. Someone just hosted you.
All right. Oh, hey, look. Thank you so much for Dietis for the host,
Yeah.
and a Gamer's Mystery. Thank you for the host.
all the hosts.
Wow, all the hosts, just right like that. So, everyone, it is now a much more comfortable couch. We can kind of
Yeah, I'm gonna lay across the thing.
Yeah. All right.
Cozy.
So this is really a two-person couch, but we've been maxing it out. The name of the game now is going to be playing and grinding. So that's what we're gonna do.
Who doesn't love grinding?
Who doesn't love grinding? Nobody doesn't love grinding.
Now, if we're gonna be grinding, I'm gonna.
Are you gonna be
control
the girl?
Girl.
That makes sense.
The girl does more damage than the sprite, so.
That makes perfect sense.
I'll go real quick.
Oh yeah, yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna buy some items.
That's
buy
a
'em
great.
here is the
Yeah,
way to
yeah.
go.
I don't think that's a bad choice. Let's do it. So anyway, a gamer's a mystery. Welcome on in. I will go ahead and I will check that whisper later on. Can't do it easily now because of the setup, but I will check it later. Welcome on in. Anyway, everyone, I hope that you are doing well. So, as we mentioned before, in this game, there's a lot of chances where you just kind of need to grind and level up so that the next areas aren't too difficult. And that's basically where we are now in the game. This is actually a really excellent place. I usually do try to do some grinding
Yeah,
there.
this is the first place that I actually usually take any amount of time to just grind. There's 3 or 4 times and locations in the game that when I play through it, I'll just, spend,
right.
a half an hour or whatever grinding.
I will say that I have spent, just for fun, one time I spent I think 2 hours just before entering Patos Village.
Just on rabbis?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds
it
awful.
It was ridiculous, and yet it made the early game so easy. It was such an easy breeze.
I mean, I certainly, have got.
Oh yeah, we don't want it. No.
Yeah, I think we just head toward the wind
Right,
palace.
right.
Yeah, I certainly have, got to I've had my sword at like level 1 by the time I got to Mantis Ant. But
Right.
that's actually I think it's in the instruction manual that walkthrough suggests you do that.
Right. It's
Remember, I think that's why I did it, was because the instruction manual was like, oh, level your sword up to level 1 before you fight Mantis Ant.
That's right. Yeah. Which isn't a bad idea, but it's also totally not necessary.
Oh, all right, I'm gonna fix this. Problem solved.
Sweet. And that is why you want the Midge Mallet.
Yeah, that's the reason. That's like the primary use for it. Although there's a secondary use for it, which is that it's actually super OP. Because if you remember, if you remember, if whenever we heal or use magic on one of our characters, it actually overwrites the damage of any incoming spells.
Right. I cannot get comfortable. Sorry.
So the Midge Mallet actually does that too. So you can actually use it
nice.
if you're just kind of cheesing the game. You can actually use it as like an infinite damage blocker.
I actually did not know that.
Anytime there's like an incoming spell, you just use the Midge Mallet on yourself.
Okay.
And the effect of the Midge Mallet will overwrite the damage coming in from
that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah. And again, there's a lot of these things that I don't really do most of the time, just because I feel like it doesn't make the game that fun. It's like, I could just beat the game by doing whatever.
But then again, like in those critical moments, and I'm sure we've all had them, where you're like, okay, I want to stay in the game, but I'm almost dead. You know,
and
use
for me,
everything you have.
It's usually like,
disposal.
I have forgotten to save for the last 45 minutes.
Right, exactly.
And if I die here, I have to, go back and grind for another hour.
We don't want that.
And so, in order to avoid that, then I will just cheese the game.
Right.
Like, I'll use the weapon overcharge glitch and all the fun stuff.
Exactly. So anyway, let me catch up here on chat. Sorry. Yeah.
Ooh, my. I'm not gonna be too worried about magic consumption at the moment, or magic preservation.
Not a bad thing. Well, yeah, because actually...
Yeah, because we're gonna be going refilling it.
Totally makes sense.
So I'm like, I'll just heal it. It's fine. Alright, level 18.
Okie doke. Yeah, so we'll do... I mean, actually, I can just kind of do some conversation, too, while we grind the girl's magic. Because that's probably the first...
Yeah, I think that's the first stop.
Yeah. That's usually what I do, too, because it's just sort of the easiest and it's the most satisfying, because...
Yeah, you just keep what am I doing? I think I'm going the wrong way.
It's almost meditational, or meditative.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
Yeah.
Something with this music, too, that... it's calming.
Exactly. And yeah, I don't know, this is the thing about this game, is it's such an experience. Just the sights, the sounds, everything, it really does come together in this beautiful way. I really do consider this to be an example of, games as art. Even though flawed as it may be, I think it's actually better for the flaws, in a weird way. Like, I don't think that, from what I've seen, the PS4 remake, and Mina, I'd be curious to hear what your thoughts on this are, but I don't think the PS4 remake is quite up to snuff. It's, the PS4 remake is almost too glossy, too good, you know?
And I haven't played it. I've watched it a little bit. My instinct was something very similar, but I don't know if it was that. It's that they just made a lot of weird decisions on it. Like I think I mentioned, a lot of the music is just like a weird choice for what they did with it.
But I'd love to hear Mina's thoughts on it, though, since, they've actually played it where I haven't yet. But I do have it. I have the physical
copy. So before
copy.
we actually go out there.
Oh, sure.
All right, so we're gonna use this is gonna be our first instance of what do we call that? Using magic really fast. So we're gonna use the sprite here. And empty her magic.
That's right.
Empty the sprite
why
magic
not?
Real quick. Sprite doesn't have any one magic, does it? No, it doesn't. So we go like this. So if you watch when right there.
Boom. Right as the animation is ending.
Yeah.
That's
Right
how you
there.
can spam it.
Yeah. So you can cast it a lot faster when you're not the one controlling it.
Yeah.
And so all of the animations have a little tell right where you can use it.
Right.
And so with the Undyne, it's actually right when the wand gets to the bottom
Oh,
of
right.
the animation. It's not, you can actually do it before that thing even disappears.
Right. There's actually, you can do it almost like a
Too fast.
metronome. I mean, you can just yeah,
Once you get in the rhythm of it.
exactly.
So then you can just stack these. And so we're gonna notice. So we're out of magic. So that silk tail is just gonna get blasted because all this magic stacked.
Right. Bye, Silktail.
999. All right,
That was pretty good.
that was fun.
Yeah, that was worth it. That was totally worth it. So Ginny, welcome on into the stream. Hope that you are doing well. How are things over at Selecting Start, by the way? I'm not sure if Waz is still going there or not, but I was there a little earlier. All right, so now we're gonna do. This is
the opposite thing.
Yeah.
I use this. I'm now controlling the sprite,
Right.
and using the her as the secondary. So we're actually.
Yep.
So the thing is, I actually am going to be casting this all on the boy.
Yep.
Because if I cast it on myself, then I'm not able to use the menu. So we're just going to do this.
Yep.
Remedy. Same thing.
And the boy is just the first other character. Well, actually, if you go the opposite direction, would be the first character that you could.
Also, the nice thing about
Select.
Remedy is that it only takes 1 mana. So
Yeah.
So you can get a lot more casts per whatever. Also
So
notice
I
you-
am worth a remedy, is what we're learning here. That's what this is saying.
You're worth many remedies, like a lot of them.
Mana is the remedy, is what I'm seeing.
You got the poison, I got the remedy. I've heard that's a song.
Urban Fervor, yes. Is this Legend of Zelda fused with Final Fantasy?
Huh.
You know what? I've never quite thought of it. I don't think I've said those words, but I've thought that before.
Yeah, I'm not opposed at all to the description.
Yeah. That is pretty much, I mean, if you get down to it, it's the action RPG like Zelda, but with more RPG depth like Final Fantasy. Plus, you have this sort of grandiose storyline that is very early Final Fantasy-esque.
Yeah.
And then you've got Moogles.
And it's even got the, Final Fantasy trope of, like, find the MacGuffins,
Mhm.
So, like, right before we were sent to the Upper Lands, it's, go find the 8 mana seeds, which, may as well be the crystals, right? Which is,
Right,
magic skill up.
right,
Probably
right,
get
right.
level 3, right? That's the max for right now.
Right.
Pretty sure. Magic skill.
And Ginny says things seem well, which that's good to hear.
Yeah. I think 3 is the max at the moment, so we only have 3.
Right.
Alright, so next.
So for those of you who have played this game before, I'm kind of curious to know, what are your strategies for leveling up? Where do you like to level up? Yeah. And I would say also, one of the things when my first playthrough was going on and I didn't really know the mechanics of this game, I remember not really realizing all of these leveling up and RPG elements. I thought of this as a straight action RPG, much like Zelda. In fact, it took me a while even to really realize that I wanted to wait for that bar to hit 100% before attacking again. And it just so happened, like, periodically, I would use the same thing over and over, and I'd see it level up, and I'd be like, okay, that's cool. Not realizing you have to kind of go through all of your weapons and all of your magic and level it up, or your elemental magic, and level it all up individually. So, my first playthrough, I wasn't really thinking about these things. In subsequent playthroughs, I realized this actually does pay off in the end.
Yeah, there's a lot of sort of depth there if you're willing to look for it.
Right. And if you aren't, it's actually a pretty fun and challenging game.
Yeah, you don't need to. Yeah, you can make the game a lot harder.
I've actually met quite a few people through online communities around Secret of Mana, and one of the early kind of communities I joined online was a Secret of Mana community where I met a bunch of people and we discussed different things. One of the members actually streamed, I think it was back when Twitch was Justin TV.
Justin.tv.
And they streamed a no magic run.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of fun, or like it was a self-imposed difficult run. I think no magic and maybe even other limitations too, like you couldn't equip other armor.
Yeah, no magic runs are pretty cool. You can have no armor. You can have not using a certain character. And in fact, you can actually there's a lot of glitches in this game.
Right.
You can actually delete characters, by the way, from a game file.
I think
So you can
How
actually
do you-
have a
how
file
do you do
where
that?
I don't remember the way to do it.
maybe no. I don't think I knew that. I don't think I knew
can,
that.
I can look it up real quick, but Yeah, you can literally have it so that you just don't have,
Right.
the boy, the girl, or the sprite. So you can essentially play like a solo character challenge that way.
Right. And Dash says, "Oh gosh, it's been far too long for me to remember my strategies." Laughing out loud. Sorry. K-Slug says, "Mana, where did you get that shirt? I want one." Isn't that a great shirt? I love it. Legends. It's just simple. It's the original. I love this shirt. I can't wear this shirt streaming though. Most of the time.
Yeah, if you have the green screen, that's a problem.
It doesn't work. So I actually, when I was thinking we were doing nerdy shirts, I was gonna wear another shirt which I've worn at like some conventions, and it's a shirt where it's Link, and it says may the Triforce be with you.
Oh, that's
but
cool.
it's Link, who looks like Luke Skywalker. He's got a blue lightsaber, and then then Navi, or whatever, Link's fairy companion is little R2D2. And so I almost wore that, and then I went, no, wait a minute, but I never get to wear this shirt on streams usually, so I figured that's what I would wear.
I have a friend that's got a great nerdy shirt. It's got a picture of Boo from Mario Brothers, the ghost.
Yeah.
And he's got his hands covering his eyes, and he's staring right at a weeping angel from Doctor Who, which if you've watched Doctor Who, you would get that.
And I don't
Okay.
get that. I haven't watched Doctor Who, I have to admit. I'm
tragic.
one of those nerds that, and
Yeah.
I'm like an Anglophile in many ways too, and yet I have not watched Doctor Who. Sorry.
Yeah. So essentially, the premise of that like sort of race, if you want to call it that, is I think I can use this thing. Is that they're statues, but only when something is looking at them.
Okay.
So if there's nothing looking at them, they can move, and they're terrifying. So of course it's Boo who can't move if he's being looked at.
I get,
against a statue that is only stone if it's being looked at.
I love it.
Yeah,
That's so. Then
it's a
they're
really
just like they're just in
they're,
constant.
yeah, they're at this
Yeah.
impasse.
I love it. It's like the wall, an immovable object, and the yeah. I didn't answer K-Slug's question though. I did end up getting, this was a Christmas gift from my aunt, so I don't actually have a solid answer for you, unfortunately, on where to purchase one for yourself. But I mean, it's just the it's just the basic Zelda logo there. So
I think I was wearing my Zelda shirt. Was it last week or the week before?
was it like this?
I was, yeah. Well, that was not the same shirt.
It was no, yeah. Yours had the Triforce on it, right?
Yeah, mine has the more modern logo.
Right,
The,
right.
like eagle.
But I mean, the
Hylian
classic
shield
is
symbol.
good.
No. I love that
Yeah.
shirt. I'm very jealous.
Somewhere, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure that it was Goodwill ages and ages and ages ago. But I remember, this is an aside for Zelda shirts, back when I believe the only Zelda games that were out were the first two. There were these gummy snacks. There were Mario and Zelda. And there was a little, redeem ticket thing, and you could send these little coupons in and get a free shirt. And I got this, it was just a white t-shirt, I think, and it had Link from the artwork from the original game's manual. And man, I remember just like thinking that was so cool. I would, wear that, and friends and I would be playing, as Link and play, Zelda in the school playground and all that. And I wish I still had it, but I don't think I have it
I
anymore.
want so badly to call you a nerd.
You can call me a nerd, but you've probably done similar things, right?
Huh. I mean,
Hey.
don't get me wrong. No, I have done nerdy things. I don't know that I ever like played Zelda. I mean,
Play as a. But
Yeah.
we made it cool.
I'm sure.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have no doubt of that. No, I didn't do a lot of that. Like I did a lot of. To be fair, I didn't get into Zelda though until it was like probably would have been like 2 years after Link to the Past came out. I think it was the first time I even played it. I did not play that right away.
That's a pretty. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a long gap.
So it was like Link to the Past and then Ocarina of Time was pretty formative. But like I didn't play the originals until much later. I was actually in college when I got the original Zelda game.
Oh, really?
I found it at a used. It wasn't like a used game. It was like a Goodwill or something.
Really?
Yeah, I found it. Working copy, original Legend of Zelda, $5.
Was it the gold cartridge? Okay, nice. Yeah, I actually still do not have a gold cartridge of either of the first two games.
Really?
That
I
is
thought the
something.
gold cartridge was actually the much more common one for the original game.
It probably is. but it's actually, yeah, I would love to have the gold cartridge at some point. I played it at friends, the gold cartridge.
Yeah.
And then if you could believe it, I'm going to share this when I eventually do a playthrough of all the Zelda games, but my original copies of Zelda and The Legend of Zelda and Zelda 2, the Easter Bunny delivered to my house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The
which-
Easter Bunny.
That was the one year. I think the Easter Bunny must have had a really good year.
Yeah.
Because Easter Bunny never delivered anything.
You were
like,
a very
it was
good
like,
boy that year.
It was like chocolate the year before and chocolate the year after, but there was
but
that
Zelda
one
for
magical
1 year.
year. It was one magical year where I got 2 Zelda games. But they were the gray cartridges. But I still
Yeah.
have them.
Well,
and
that's still pretty
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. And actually, if they are the less common, then that's actually even kind of cool.
Yeah, and I
in some
don't
ways.
know if that's true or not. I just assume it is.
I don't know.
As a for instance, if you ever go to buy Majora's Mask, the gray cart without the reflective cover art is actually more expensive than the gold cart with the reflective thing.
That's right. Yeah. No. Which I think I somehow managed to get both recently. I think I have both versions, and I was like, one day I was going through and I'm like, why do I have 2 versions? Why do I have 2 copies of this? I mean, I already have too many games, and I'm like, maybe I should just go. I'll trade this one in, and then lo and behold, I'm like, well, I mean, I'll get rid of the one that clearly the inferior copy, the non. What is it called? Not
Lentacular.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird I would know that word.
No, it's a good word to know. And so I was like, I'll get rid of it. And then I looked it up, and I'm like, wait, no, I can't. I got to keep both now because I want the lentacular.
Yeah.
But apparently this other one's rare.
We got from Jam Doggy. He knows what's up.
Yeah, Jam Doggy says I've watched every episode ever made of Doctor Who. And also, Lightboko says I have a gold cartridge of the original on my nightstand.
That's a good place for it.
That is a good place, actually. Yeah.
I will add to that watching all of Classic Who, like, kudos, because that can be a slog.
And having never played any of them, I don't really know what to say, but yeah.
Also, I see the word nightstand in quotation marks.
I was curious about that. That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking too. That's what I was.
We're done leveling up the girls' magic.
Okay, so let's go on and
Level sprite magic or do
let's do some sprite magic
a
first.
little bit slower because you have to like go out and then come back.
Right. Yeah, and I'm curious too, what that nightstand in quotation marks means, but it did make me think about when Ms. Mann and I first were married. In the place we were staying, in our bedroom there was this one kind of random like box shelf. It was a real nice like lightly stained pine box that was just mounted on the wall, and it sounds lame, but it actually really worked in the room. And I remember that we really didn't. It was kind of a little bit higher up than would be really useful. It was like a nice shelf, but what do you do with it? But I ended up. That was actually when I got my DS as a gift from Ms. Manna. And so I would slowly get these other DS games. And so that shelf kind of in our bedroom, that was like the DS shelf. It just slowly collected all of my games. So I don't know what, that just, you having the game on your nightstand, it made me think of that. That was the only time that video games kind of were like lived in a bedroom. Because my parents didn't want me to have video games in the bedroom because they knew what would happen.
You just play all night.
Right.
Oh yeah, no, I remember like the first time I read Lord of the Rings or like Ender's Game, for instance. Man, I was up until 4 or 5 in the morning every night for weeks.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think I finished Lord of the Rings at probably 2 or 3 at night because I just couldn't stop reading.
And then Harry Potter did very similar things.
Yep. But I finished Harry Potter, or I read Harry Potter kind of late. Like I entered it later.
Yeah, well, I didn't start reading it until the 5th book had come out.
I think that's about where I joined as well.
Nice. Right, see how much Freeze Level 2 does.
But then I had caught up, and then when the final book came out, it was when it just came out, and it was on a camping trip that I finished it.
Nice. Yeah, when the final book came out, I literally got it the night it came out. I sat down and I read it in, I would say, one sitting. I got to use the bathroom at one point.
I mean that, yeah.
But I think I
still
finished
that still
it,
counts as a sitting.
Yeah, I finished it in. I killed it. But I think I finished it in, I don't know, like 7 hours, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was done.
It's
And,
a pretty quick read, actually.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
My favorite thing though is the day following. I went to work and I worked with. Well, I guess I worked with, but at the place I worked at the time, there was a monk, and I'm sure this is a person that's possible. We know who
Yeah.
this is.
I'm assuming so.
Yeah, and I get to work and I'm walking into work, and he looks at me just on my literally the day after it's come out, right?
Yeah.
It has not been, I don't know, 14 hours since the book came out, and he looks at me and goes, "Have you read the new Harry Potter?"
Yep.
If you ever had a monk ask you that question, one of the best moments.
Knowing that it's like just come
Yeah.
out too makes it even better,
Yeah,
right?
I was like,
'Cause- yeah.
yes.
Yep.
I got like 3 hours of sleep, but yes.
I love it. I know exactly who. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't do the
I'm
voices
pretty
well,
sure. I'm
but-
pretty sure the first book, the first Harry Potter book, was actually loaned to me by said monk.
Oh, nice.
I'm pretty sure. Oh my goodness. Well, so yeah, grinding is
it's exciting.
You know, yeah, it's super exciting. But I think we're making up for it with some really good commentary here. Just another check-in for everyone. How are you all doing? What is up in your world? What are you working on? If you're doing anything fun this week, please let me know. Just kind of a little check-in. I'd love to know. And as a reminder, this Friday I will be playing Terraria at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. And then on Saturday morning, 9:30 a.m. Pacific time, I'm going to be playing some Stardew Valley. So yeah, some good stuff coming up. And then yeah, next Monday will be some more Pokemon, and then followed by some more Secret of Mana. That's kind of that's our life right
That's
now.
a good life.
That's what the streams are. Yeah, it's weird to have such a established schedule.
You have a routine.
Yeah, because I've never had quite this routine of a schedule, but I'll take it. I mean, why not?
Probably a good idea to sit here.
Yeah, since we've done all that, let's do
I
it.
think what's actually really weird right now is I've been playing. I went ahead and got Valkyria Chronicles for the Switch.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Because it's like one of my favorite games ever. It's way up there. But I've been using for my Switch controller my 8-bit do
Nice.
SNES 30 Pro controller.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
It feels very much like this, but with some analog sticks.
Right.
So I actually keep reaching for the analog sticks down
Like,
here as
where-
I'm playing. I'm like, why don't I have analog sticks? What is this?
That is actually, and I want to get the older. They just came out with a new refresh of their line. I don't like it as much. It doesn't look like the SNES.
Look, they did like the Game Boy sort of
The
style
Game Boy Colors,
controllers.
yeah, but I don't like the styling as much. I don't like not only the styling, but the buttons are changed from the standard SNES. Just a bit too much for my
How are they changed?
taste.
in those?
They are, instead of this lovely diagonal here, which you might actually recognize from the Selecting Start logo, they're just side by side horizontal.
Really? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and they've done away with, they've kind of made it like a darker color frame, I think, on the entire face of it. Anyway, it's not as good, but then you can still get the old one. I'm planning on
Oh, yeah.
picking one up. I don't have one yet.
I really like it. It's a really good controller. Super easy to connect to a Switch.
Yes.
Plays really well with the Switch.
Well, I connect my NES 30 Pro, which was I love that controller.
It's a great controller too.
That to me, that was when I said I'm a believer in 8-bit do, because
Yeah.
it's such a unique concept, well executed,
Yeah, it's
and
really nice.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I don't know why I'm saving it. I will say the NES 30 controller is also nice because even though it's modeled on the Nintendo, it's a little bit more ergonomic and
Right.
it's much more pocket sized than even the Super Nintendo version is.
Oh yeah, for
It's
sure.
like super convenient.
And I love it for retro games. Like I
Yeah.
used it to play through the Blaster Master Zero
Okay.
Switch game, and it's perfect for that. Because before that, and then that was before I had my my Pro controller, and so I was actually kind of thinking that I would want to play, with just the Joy-Cons, but no directional pad, and it kind of hurt my fingers a little bit. So eventually I went and figured out how to hook that up, and then it was perfect.
Yeah.
So Ginny says, I have yet to read Harry Potter. I should. It's my genre. So I think that sounds
Well, your name
perfect.
is Ginny. I mean, that's even a character in Harry Potter.
Right? Yeah. And Dash says, doing well, work has been extra busy, but a consequence of that is that I'm close to saving up enough to finally get a Switch.
Yo.
Dash, that would be amazing. And then we could play Splatoon 2 and all kinds of, oops, sorry, here,
worries.
there we go. We could do all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, we're now Switch friends.
Yeah, oh, that's right, yeah.
Haven't
I
played
saw
anything
that.
on Switch.
But we're Switch friends.
I don't currently
It's
even
not-
have a Nintendo Online subscription yet.
It's not official until it's Switch official. Ginny says, but it's also my real name. Yeah, see, there you go.
Weird.
It's amazing how that works.
I knew a professor that was named Arwen.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's really cool. I definitely let me know, Dash, when you do pick up that Switch, because we'll definitely connect, and I can let you know some good inexpensive games that I might suggest for it. So there's a lot of good ones, really.
Yeah, it's interesting. There are a decent number of games that are not super expensive.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like all the big hitters, all of Nintendo's games are gonna run you some money.
They're the $60 AAA titles. Though there was a very brief window when the Kirby game was $30,
Nice.
and I missed it by minutes. It was up, it was in my cart, and then it was sold out.
I did pick up a refurb copy of Breath of the Wild,
Oh.
just a couple, like 2 days ago,
Good choice.
for $38.
Wow, that's refurb?
Yeah.
How do you refurb a?
I don't know if it's refurb so much as just used.
Oh,
and
used,
They just
okay.
wanted to call it like something that sounded better.
Yeah, that sounds about
It's
right.
possible it's just marketing. I don't know.
Yeah. It's refurbed. We
Yeah.
blew canned air at it.
Well, no, it's a Nintendo game, so they literally blew air from
Nintendo
their
did-
mouth.
Oh,
Yeah. If it's a Nintendo game, you blow air from your face into the SD card. You gotta get the connectors nice and moist.
Yep, and just do a little.
Oh yeah, you have to. It's important.
Yep. Dash says, will do, referring to connecting on the Switch. Probably going to happen in the next month, barring any emergencies coming up. Sweet.
You don't have those.
Sweet.
Play video games instead.
Yep. Why did I just do that?
I don't know. It's-
Woo!
You're clearly very entertained by what I'm doing right now.
Woo! I can flip the iPad. Here, everyone, if you're bored of the game, woo! 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 Okay, sorry. I don't know what.
We're almost leveled up as high as
all
we
good.
can. I don't know if we want to level Sylphid up level 3. I mean, it's not as useful as the other ones, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, let's just do it anyway. Let's just do it.
Might as well.
Yeah, and I mean, because we do have time and we can keep talking. We've got about a half hour. We could
And I'm
do
so good
that.
at talking.
Oh yeah, you are actually. I'm so glad that you and Kuro are here, because it's funny, I've noticed that I talk so much in streams that it starts to hurt my voice. After these streams where we're all together, I feel so much better. My voice is like rested, and I'm like, I don't have to talk the whole time. That's the real reason I don't do extra long streams. I try to keep it to about 2 hours.
You don't do
because,
the marathon streams.
No. I did reveal, though, in that long Twitter thread that my longest, I went back and looked, and my longest was, what was it, like 10 hours? I think it was. And that was a ridiculous day. It was like the perfect combination of things, because the family was gone. I had a weekend where I was home alone, and I had already set up all my traps, so I was safe. And then I was able to I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna start streaming. I'm gonna do this game that Luigi's Mansion that was requested, and I think I could manage to beat it. And I just kept going, and I was so close to the end. By the end, I was dying, but I was so close to beating it that I'm like, I gotta do it now. And so I stuck with it. Eventually, beat it.
Nice.
All in one sitting.
Now that's a game I've actually never played. Is Luigi's Mansion?
That's a game that I had not played until recently, but it was one that honestly I had no desire to play until like later, and then someone was talking about how good it was, and there was all the sequel.
Well, the 3DS version came out. as
Right.
well.
Well, the sequel, and then the 3DS, and now a third game.
Oh, is there?
There's a third game in development for the Switch or the 3DS. I don't actually remember.
Gotta think it's the Switch at this point.
I think
I don't think Nintendo's really pushing any big IPs to the 3DS.
I think it is the Switch. Yeah. Well,
Well, it's like
they're
doing
not
some
pushing any.
ports.
They're not pushing any new I don't know. I think we're gonna see some more support for the 3DS, but
They're
it's
putting,
going.
like the Woolly World game on there, right?
That's what it is.
Like
yeah,
ports of games.
which isn't a bad way to go.
No, I mean it's fine. It's
yeah.
just I'm not expecting you're gonna get a lot of big titles coming up for the 3DS.
Right. The Woolly World is, by the way, a fantastic
Is it?
game.
I actually haven't
It's so good.
played it.
It's,
Like I'll tell you, I was really disappointed when they put Mario Maker on the 3DS, and I was really excited because I thought that was actually brilliant. It's like Mario Maker on the 3DS made so much sense, and then they gimped it so hard by telling you couldn't share levels with people.
If they had made it so that you could share levels across the the Wii U and the 3DS, I think we would have seen that game even be bigger than it is
Yeah,
now.
I think that would have been huge, and that's such a missed opportunity.
And if you look now, I mean, that is such a vibrant community on Twitch. People watch Mario Maker streams all the time, and some of, I think it's a combination. Obviously, I have a lot of friends who stream Mario Maker, and they're very skilled at it. And I think people like that. But I also, so they part of their success, I would absolutely say, is totally them. But also, I do think that there's something about people are looking for Mario Maker streams. It's very attractive. I watch Mario Maker streams all the time because, well, I don't watch anything anymore at the moment, but until after the move, I'm sure. But when I do have time, if none of my friends are on, I'm looking for a Mario Maker stream because it's really cool just to see some of the things people come up with and then the skill of the players. Some of those trolls are pretty fun too. See, I noticed you were getting stuck in the section there. Sometimes you can't use the magic when the Rabbites are just off screen or they're in their damage-taking animation. Isn't that right?
It's true, but I think in this case it's just the time when you're able to actually use the Sylphid.
Oh, it was just okay.
Sylphid's got a weird timing about it.
Right. I think Sylphid, it's like basically right after the first roll, isn't it?
Yeah, it's something.
It's like right there, like when it.
No, it's like after that.
Is
I-
it?
I tried
when
it
it
right-
when
yeah.
it breathes out. When
Here,
it
I'll tell you,
breathes
if
in,
I hit-
like now.
I can do it now and it still doesn't work.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
So it okay. So
Yeah,
that's
so
right.
you have to wait
Sylphid's
for the
after
action.
the whole.
You have to like wait until all of
Animation.
the air blasts come out.
Oh, try it.
There.
Yeah, I think it's because it's the air blast. I think
Yeah.
silence though is.
Silent. There's
That
air
was
blast.
interesting.
I'm gonna go get that treasure
You
chest.
got-
We need it.
what-
We need
what
it now.
is in that
It's
now?
gonna be a trap because it's mad at us.
Right.
It's chocolate.
Chocolate won't fit.
Good job, Sprite.
Here, I'll jump in here. I love that my axe still has the magic from the girls leveling up,
Nice.
just because I haven't done anything.
We should all have thunder sabers.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You can also do a really minor glitch to.
Well,
nice.
I
Level
just
up the axe.
yeah, I did one.
That's all you needed.
press.
You can do a minor glitch to actually keep the enchantment, or at least the visual of the enchantment on your weapons.
Oh yeah, no, I've accidentally had that happen before.
You can also do it with a barrel, by the way. If you put a barrel on
Really?
yourself, it actually treats it like a weapon weirdly.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, so you can actually frost saber you with a barrel, and it turns the barrel blue.
That's pretty fun.
The problem is you never use barrels because they're really expensive.
Yeah. So this is kind of fun because I don't know how other people are liking this, but how many here have actually played through this game? It's fun to play with Kuro, who's never played this, and who's like kind of picking up all these things, and then it's kind of like imagining what it was like the first time we played. Are
Yeah.
you noticing that?
Yeah, a little bit. I
Yeah.
can see what you mean. Which is interesting because first time I played it, it was it was a used copy of the game because there was already a save file on it.
Okay.
Yeah, so here you can do it right after he bows, but the problem is then they run away, and then they're off screen.
Right. It's like, no, come on, Silktail.
So it was pretty cool, but because of that, I always named the sprite Stag.
Just because that was the name.
That was the name of the
save
file that was
yeah.
already there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I never knew that, because in Japan they did actually give names to
It's
characters.
like a
but-
default name,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
but not here. Here you had your, 5 characters?
No,
No, you had
for
more.
Secret Man, it's like 8.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's more. In Adventure, Final Fantasy Adventure, there we go.
The actual Game Boy title.
The Game Boy title, the first of the second Densetsu series. there's a 4-character limit.
4.
And that is actually the game that spawned me using the name Bryn.
Oh, okay.
And it's because
I see.
I was always Brian on the Secret of Mana save file. And I went to play the Final Fantasy Adventure game, and I was like, wait, I can't be Brian? What? Like, that's not, I can't, what? So I was like, well, Bria, well, okay, what about Bryn? And then I went,
Sure,
and,
yeah.
and it stuck. And now you all know why I am Bryn on this and Dragalia Lost. Dash Magnum says, lol those mad spin skills, by the way. And also, it was a long time ago, but I've played, so I get a lot of nostalgia feels from this stream. It's been great. I love it.
Good.
I love it. Yeah, and that's part of what I'm hoping, you know, that these streams will provide that that level of nostalgia. Certainly, again, this is the Lord of the Rings of video games for me. This is the game I keep coming back to just play and enjoy and get something out of. And it may seem a little odd, you know, because it's an archaic game by today's standards almost.
Sure.
But
It's not Pong.
that's true. That might be more. That's archaic. That's what we could call archaic. Though, by the way, actually, I really want to do a Pong stream sometime. Like, I legit have one. I have the unit.
You have an Atari?
It's not the Atari Pong. It's actually the Odyssey.
The Magnavox Odyssey?
Yeah, that's it. I've got one.
From Magnavox.
Yeah, I have the Magnavox Odyssey.
Maker of TVs that are less good than other TVs.
the one that was in the back shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one of
Because
those.
if you want to play video games, you want the Sony Trinitron. Everyone knows that.
Which I don't have.
That's
I still, you know, I use a, I think it's a Philips. No, it's a JVC. I have a JVC as my main CRT. And then
I love that there's a main CRT.
I've got 4 of them. So, because they're going away. Well, 2. Okay, so I've got my large, my medium, and my 2 smalls. And my 2 smalls are one is they're the same TV. They're a small JVC. One is got a white case, and the other has a clear see-through case. Incidentally, I am pretty sure that I found this out later, but I'm pretty sure that they only ever made those for prisons because it was so that you wouldn't be able to like hide things in the TV or like, you know, manipulate or tamper with the TV.
Okay.
And so somehow I managed to get, I thought it was the coolest thing when I found it. So I somehow managed to get this. And actually I kind of inspected it a little bit further and realized there's one little section you could tell they had used the Dremel tool to write something in there, and they had kind of like Dremeled it out. So it probably was like whatever prison that it was in or something.
Now,
Yeah.
now,
Fun fact for all of
now,
you out
now,
there.
if we're getting
in case you're wondering.
CRTs and classic ones, and not made by Sony, because you should
Yeah.
be using a Trinitron. That's the nerdiest thing I'm gonna do. It's not true. I will say nerdier things.
Oh yeah.
No, we do need to get one of, I think it's Sharp that made it, the TV with like the built-in
The
Nintendo.
NES. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they made an SNES
yeah.
one too afterwards.
Those are
yeah.
like, those are super
They are
rare.
sharp, that's right. Yeah.
I believe it's Sharp.
I had a buddy.
Okay. Now
Oh, nice.
Far as
so
it'll go.
we can go ahead and do some just
Yeah,
let's check out our weapons real quick.
there's no more leveling to be done magic-wise.
Yeah, I had a buddy who had one of those NES TVs, and I think he was selling it at one point, but I didn't. I was like, nah, no, I've got an NES. Now I'm like, oh, come on. One Up John says, do you have the Odyssey HDMI mod?
What does an Odyssey even output at? It's gotta be 240, right?
I bet it's less. I mean, I don't even know.
Did
if
they even make them less?
Do they even have resolutions?
There has
I know,
to
I
be.
know. There has to be. It's well,
'cause
yeah, it's
320
gotta
is
be.
half,
It's not a
it's half 640.
I don't know what it
half
outputs
320 would be
in.
like 180 by 90.
I'll tell you.
Is that a thing?
I mean, could be. The funny thing is that the Odyssey, like, it's you know one big case, and you just open it up, and it's like the circuit board in it is ridiculous. It's just everything is spread out. Like the whole thing, if you were to put it like today, you could fit it like, you know, this tiny little thing. This thing's like this monstrous thing with these big wires going across and everything.
Yeah, I've in my life
Yeah.
never touched a Magnavox Odyssey.
We'll have to play it.
There are many a system like that.
I'm almost tempted to go over there. I've got my book of video game consoles that I still need to do a video review on.
Okay, yeah. There's some of those like early '90s
Yeah.
consoles that I never like the Lynx,
Right.
The Jaguar.
Tell me in chat. If enough people tell me in chat that they want me to get the book out, I'll bring it. I'll bring it out. I'll show you a sneak peek of something I'm going to do a video on. But yeah, you were saying the Lynx, the Jaguar, yeah, all the Atari stuff.
Yeah, there's like very sort of obscure the Wonder Swan.
The Wonder Swan
Swan.
actually was because that was the same creator, Gunpei Yokoi, of
Yes.
the Game Boy.
Yes.
Who later, after he left Nintendo, developed the Wonder Swan. And I actually want to get a Wonder Swan for one game.
Is it a Bomberman game or something on there?
Not a Bomberman.
I forget what it was because there's only so many games that they released.
I know, right? And most of them are in Japanese, and you wouldn't even
Sure.
know what. Yeah. It is a game franchise. It's a platformer.
Okay, sorry. Are we like playing 20 questions?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
what's-
It's a platformer.
A platformer. Okay.
The
like
original game started on PlayStation.
Spyro, Crash Bandicoot.
This is a little more obscure. A little more obscure, yeah.
Platformer.
Yeah.
From PlayStation.
Well, not actually by Namco.
But originally on
by
PlayStation.
Namco of all.
Obscure
yeah.
PS1 platformer.
An obscure Namco PS1 platform.
I
Anyone
don't
in
think
chat,
I even knew
the
that Namco
first-
made platformers.
There you go. See, the first person to get this, I'm gonna be very, very impressed.
Oh, we have Toby the Caveman.
Hey, nice. Oh, Toby the Caveman. Wait, where's Toby the Caveman?
Well, that's the question. I think that they're asking.
Oh,
if that's
Toby
game.
the Caveman. Oh, Dark Side.
Oh my goodness, Pac-Man World.
It's not that either. No.
I do remember Pac-Man like adventure games on Super Nintendo, and they were not good.
Oh,
I remember like
I
renting
never
that
played-
from
yeah.
Blockbuster and just regretting my life decisions up to this point. By the way,
know
I'm
they
not
exist.
actually this much shorter than you. I'm just very.
Oh yeah, I'm like leaning forward.
Well,
and,
you were also like
look
sitting,
how big I am.
Your posture is so
Yeah.
much better than mine. Probably because you stream a lot. So
yeah.
I'm like,
If I
yeah,
see, there we go.
Yeah, see now this is better. You're like an inch taller than me, but even still, I'm just like,
But now the roles have reversed. I like that.
it feels better. Yeah, let me.
There we go. There we go.
There
if
we
we if we both
All right. Let's see. What even platformers? I don't think I would know it.
so
'Cause, like PS1 games are weirdly not a forte of mine.
no,
I don't like the
not
big hitters,
not of
but-
mine either. It is a game which was remade
Okay.
and released on the Wii.
Remade on the Wii, the
Yeah,
original Wii.
The original Wii, not the Wii U.
Okay.
Hey, Light Boko! Bravo, Light
Oh,
Boko
Klonoa.
has it. Klonoa.
Okay.
Oddly made by Namco.
I did not realize that was Namco.
I know no, most people don't. The thing is, the original Klonoa design. Actually, I think it was brought into later iterations. On his hat, there's a little Pac-Man.
Okay.
It's like the Pac-Man shape, and then a couple of Pac pellets, and that's just the only nod. The only
Yeah.
reason you would even know. But anyway, yeah. So that is actually on the Wonder Swan, and I would love to get it. It does look like we have Dash
Rayman.
Magnum says yes, bring forth the book.
I didn't guess Rayman either, but that's a good guess too.
That is a good guess, actually. There might be a Rayman on Wonder Swan. Come to think of it, probably not though.
I don't even know what's on. There's like 10 games on it.
Yeah, no, there were more. Actually, it was really successful
Okay,
in
look,
Japan.
I'm being hyperbolic.
The Virtual Boy had like 10 games. That had, I think, an 18 US release. 18 game US release.
But the Virtual Boy does hold the distinction of being the first console to feature Waluigi.
Does it really?
Mario Tennis is the first game to have
Ah.
Waluigi.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing, actually.
You're
I did
welcome.
not know that.
Otherwise useless.
Yeah.
Headache inducing.
And yet I have two.
So it's just your masochist. This is really what we're
I
doing.
love the Virtual Boy. I love it.
Okay, I have only ever had one on my head for about 10 minutes. A friend of mine had a Virtual Boy. And it's possible I was playing the wrong game. I don't know. I don't know if there is a right game,
Yeah, I mean, there are a
Um,
few really good ones, and
but
then
it
there are
was
a lot of.
it was mostly unpleasant.
My favorites would be Wario Land and the pinball one, which I can't. Galactic Pinball.
Okay.
And those would be my top two. I could go back to those and play
I'll tell you,
those
some of
again
those
and
Wario
again.
Land games are really good.
Yeah.
And I haven't played the Virtual Boy one, but like Super Mario Land
Yeah.
3 and then like the subsequent trilogy on the GB, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
GB,
The G-
GBC.
the
I guess the
Game Boy,
last
Game
one was
Boy
Game Boy Color. Was the Game Boy?
Could
I
be
think
both.
I think like Wario Land 3 was Game Boy Color exclusive.
Right. It
But anyway,
was. Yeah, it was. You're right. It was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love
Wow.
being
Nice.
right.
That's pretty
Oh,
good.
I love being right.
That's pretty good.
So good.
And that's the one. I don't think I've ever played that one actually because of that. Because it was
Oh, you
exclusive
didn't
to
have
that.
the GBC?
Oh no, actually, that was my first Game Boy. Was the GBC.
Oh, really?
Because I think I've shared this before. My grandmother got me the Game Boy camera,
Oh.
but I didn't have a Game Boy, and
Game
so
Boy
I
camera.
traded it in for the Game Boy Color.
I think it's one of my favorite things I've seen people do in the past 10 years is like do sort of artistic photography with a Game Boy camera. And it's so weird.
It's so good. It's so good.
My mom, I remember, I think one Christmas, she got me a Perfect Dark for the Game Boy Color. Perfect Dark on the Game Boy Color comes with a built-in spot for a AA battery for a built-in
Oh,
Game Boy Color rumble pack.
That's right. Yeah, you know, another game that actually had that was the Pod Racer, Star Wars Pod Racer.
I didn't
It
realize
had and it had the little rumble pack as well.
I think there's a Kirby game, like Tilt and Tumble.
Tilt and Tumble. That was actually an accelerometer.
Oh,
if you
yes,
could believe it.
Yes, that's right.
I think
There were some
I think
weird
that was-
peripherals.
Oh gosh, yeah. Nintendo has always. That's the thing people forget, because people would say, "Oh, it wasn't like Nintendo in the Wii era. They started doing all these weird experimentations."
Oh yeah, no, they always did. I mean,
It was yeah.
you know, for instance, one of the weird things, if you look at a Wiimote, look at the nunchuck, right? Of a
Yeah.
Wiimote, and then look.
You grab it if you want. Here, yeah, here.
So if you look at the nunchuck, right? And
All right.
so you hold it left hand, right?
Yep.
Literally take an N64 controller.
Yeah.
And put your left hand on the middle part of the grip.
And it feels just like it,
it's
right?
identical.
Yeah. I
Lit-
love that.
Literally, this is an N64 grip on the middle.
It's like
just
they
for your
just
left hand.
took the middle grip out. Yeah.
Like
no.
that's how they made it. It's
I
the same thing.
I absolutely like. I really do love that. I actually think the N64 controller feels really good. But I know we've had differences of opinions on that.
No, I haven't.
No, really.
I like the N64
Maybe
controller.
someone was also
Probably
saying.
someone else. No, I think the GameCube controller is better, but no, the N64
I mean,
controller is great.
Objectively, it is. I would say I have more nostalgia for the N64 controller,
fair.
so I prefer it.
I think it's more nostalgic. I think,
but
that,
objectively,
I
it
think
is
that
a better
ergonomically, there's something I
Absolutely.
love. But I love the fact that your fingers sit like they're cradled in the L and R buttons.
Yes.
and I love that feeling.
It's almost a perfect control, and it's brilliant the way that the buttons are laid out with
Yeah.
a big A.
Yeah, no, it's
Because I don't know, it's wonderful. Anyway, okay, so here we go. I'm gonna show. This is a sneak peek. Oh, what is it?
Nestor's Funky Bowling.
I have not played that one. That is what my Virtual Boy collection is pretty sparse, so I do need to try and get a few more.
What would a robust Virtual Boy collection look
Like
like?
all 18. I would love to have all the US releases of Virtual Boy. I don't know. I realize I say that I have 2 Virtual Boys, and it makes me sound like I'm, a little bit I don't know, like a video game hoarder. But the truth is, so here's what happened. So my first Virtual Boy I got from a guy. It was his childhood Virtual Boy. He loved it, and he was parting with it because he was paring down. He didn't play it anymore, and so I loved that it had this like nostalgia and everything. And unfortunately, not long after I got it, it started to have the dreaded issue, which it often has, where because of the ribbon cables were glued on.
Of course they were.
And so the glue starts to separate, and then you start to get issues with the display. So I thought, okay, rather than open up this this person's childhood Virtual Boy, I'll get another Virtual Boy to practice on, and fix up, like a fixer upper. So I get this fixer upper Virtual Boy, and it's doesn't work. It has issues with the thing. Sent to me, and I get it, and it's worked perfectly ever since I've owned it. Nice. I've never had an issue with it. So I'm like, all right, so now that's my main, and then I can't part with the other one. So one day, I will repair it and probably keep it because
Well, can you repair that and then sell the other one?
I could, but I don't know. It's like some of the stuff I have, when I do have it, if it's something I know that I like, but it's somewhat finicky, I like to have a backup. So I didn't realize the N64 can be a little fickle.
How so?
Hardware-wise, apparently it has a decent failure rate. We're not talking Xbox 360 original, first era, but
Yeah, I've never had any issues with the N64.
I've never either.
Which I've had for 23 years.
I mean, then again, I think a lot of people will be like, "Oh yeah, that has a high failure rate," and meanwhile they're bashing it against their desk, and it's like, well, that.
I mean, I have an original Nintendo from 1988 or something,
Right.
Side loader, right? Not the
Oh,
top
yeah,
loader,
yeah, yeah,
original
exactly.
VCR style.
Right.
Literally, it's been sitting in my trunk for probably the past 4 months.
Right.
And I have zero doubts. That thing, when I take it home...
It's gonna work.
Yeah, it's gonna work just fine.
The only thing that could possibly be wrong with that would be that the pins...
Well, they don't work. I mean, it's nearly 30 years old. The pins aren't great. They haven't been great since 1993. I mean,
but,
But there is an art form, by the way. And it's not blowing, despite what we said earlier. There's an art form to getting Nintendo games to work. It's all about placing the cartridge in just that right spot to get the pins to connect. And I like to think I have perfected that art form.
I
am very good at getting Nintendo games to work.
It's a great skill. So speaking of Nintendo, okay, everyone, if you've stuck around this long, you're gonna get this is our video game rant, because we're gonna be ending this stream. But I want to just show you. This is a little sneak peek of something I'm doing a review on. This is something I picked up, or I got for Christmas. This was a gift for me. This book right here is amazing. I love it. It's it actually. Feel that right there.
I'm gonna. Oh, the buttons are raised.
The button
and the controller has the same sort of rough feel
of the actual control.
Tactily similar to an NES controller.
It's like that like plastic. Yeah. Anyway, so this book really cool. Let me find a couple of pages because here.
I just found it.
Yeah. I mean, I literally the first thing here. Actually, this is kind of an interesting one. All right, here we go. This is.
Pong consoles.
Pong consoles, which actually the interesting thing is the one on the side there, the orange one, is actually Nintendo's Pong console. Yes, Nintendo actually made a TV unit. The Color TV Game 15 offered 15 variations of Pong.
15?
15.
I remember playing a version of Pong that was, pretending to be air hockey.
Yeah,
but it's the same game.
Right. And then this one here, this is actually the Magnavox Odyssey right there. Now, there's actually a lot of other really cool things in here, but let me just find one more to show you. Oh, here, actually, I know what I'll do. I'll show you. Here we go. I love it. So, I'm going to come back to that, actually. Hold on. I'm going to show you the circuit board of the Xbox controller, maybe? Possibly.
The Duke?
Not that one. Not the no. By the way, I love that this book also includes things such as the Amazon Fire TV.
As a game console?
Yeah, and the Ouya and the Game Stick. By the way,
I'll give those credit. At least they are.
Right. Ouya, which I am still going to be doing some streams on. Oh
Wow.
gosh, that's so blown up. I actually love the Ouya, and that controller is amazing. Game Stick, I need to talk to Emrys. Emrys suggested that he might be willing to send me his Game Stick so I could do a video review. Or
yeah, I have no knowledge of the Game Stick other than it exists.
I really wanted one for a while, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. But
that's pretty cool.
But anyway, this is the look at the circuit board on that controller, right? Pretty impressive circuit board. Let's contrast that with this is. I don't actually know what this is from. It might say
First generation. That's got to be 1980ish.
But that sure does look pretty similar to what's in my Odyssey. That is the circuit board. I mean, look at all that just empty space.
Oh, yeah. Well, one of the reasons when I talk about my Nintendo still is gonna work.
Right.
One of the reasons a Nintendo controller, even these Super Nintendo controller.
Oh yeah.
These things are my brother and I threw these controllers so many. We would lose at NBA Jam, and a controller was getting thrown.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why they're so durable is that most of what's in here is nothing.
It's true.
It's like the circuit board is glued onto the back piece.
It's not glued, actually.
It's not glued. It's
no.
bolted. Screwed.
It's just
held on by the cable, right?
It's pressure. It's got a.
Is it just pressure?
The plastic shell is molded so that the circuit board sits in, and then when you screw it down, it can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, at any rate,
but yeah.
Fair enough. I bow to your knowledge of game controller.
I've opened up enough of these controllers to know what's in it.
But so most of the inside of these, in the Nintendo controller as well, is nothing. It's just empty space. So when you throw it, you're unlikely to actually be damaging anything inside. There's very little to damage.
Right. However, if you throw a modern controller, you can pretty much guarantee that there's $80-$90 down the drain.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I've got 5 PS3 controllers. Right. So when I'm losing at Rocket League,
It's okay if I smash a keyboard with it.
Right. Now, going back to the book, Dash says, "Oh wow, what a great gift!" And Grats Mana. Dark Solid X is very cool. And then also about that last PCB, that is so empty.
Very.
It really is. It's so funny. I've actually taken apart a fair amount of systems and controllers. Just kind of, it's like, I imagine, my dad, as a way of having cars and stuff, it was just like you just learned how to take care of it. You open up the under the hood and you do stuff, and he would tinker with this, and he has a lot of skills from that, and and he's tried to impart a few my way. He can change oil no problem, and I'm pretty sure that there's a nice full service stop on the corner. I'm just go right. So not sponsored, but
but if they want
if they want to. And so that for me it was like tinkering with video games because I wanted to keep them alive. I want to go back and play these video games. So it's pretty fun. I have opened up an NES cartridge, and Solid, I'm not sure if you have or not. You ask it as if you know something, and what I bet you know is that it is actually the same circuit board as the Famicom in there. So most of the NES cartridge is completely empty space. They were designed big to look more like a VHS cassette that would make people think this wasn't just a video game system. This was a nice piece of high-end home entertainment.
The modern wisdom of the time was that video games were dead, and like home consoles were dead in America, so they wanted to make it not look like a game. And I think I've mentioned this to you. There's the most amazing PowerPoint, or it's a picture of what is effectively a PowerPoint from Nintendo with Shigeru Miyamoto explaining why the original Nintendo was sold with a zapper.
Oh.
And it's literally just a picture of him in front of what's like 1985 PowerPoint, and all it says is "Americans like guns." That's it.
I've never seen that.
It's so good. It's just Shigeru Miyamoto, like right in front of like
I really did not know that. That
it's pretty
cracks me up.
So yeah, they definitely were doing what they could to cater to the audience. So they're like, oh, it's not a game. It's also why it's the Nintendo Entertainment System.
It's not the Nintendo video game system.
Not the NGS.
Yeah. You know what? But before we completely wrap up here, I want to just check some levels in the game. So it looks like
this is Bryn's skills.
Yeah, so it looks like I could definitely level that up. Oh yeah, actually it looks like almost everything is 3 except for the javelin, right? Yeah, everything should be level 3. So, while we were doing all this lovely chatting, we could have been leveling this up.
We could have.
We could have.
But instead we could talk.
Instead we could. So, but that's not bad. Let's check what the girls' levels are. Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
I'll just do that. You do it.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Yeah. All right.
So anyway, yes, Dark Solid mentions that some peeps did know about the completely empty spaces in the cartridge. Also, the Zapper was cool. One of my favorite shooter. Dash Magnum given the "oh lol." I'm assuming in reference to the Nintendo marketing department.
I never knew that. Wow.
I will say I do love the Zapper. Did you see they're coming out? Is it it's AP2 or Hyperkin?
It's Hyperkin.
Is coming out with a thing to allow the Zapper to work on modern TVs.
And there's a new Zapper being put out that has, I think, the whatever hardware software solution.
Yeah, it's like a timer, it's like a delay timer.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, it's something interesting.
Like offsets by however many milliseconds it needs to, which is really cool because the original NES Zapper is a really cool piece of tech from its time. The way they did it is pretty ingenious,
Although once you know how it works, the possibilities for abusing it are huge.
You could literally just point it at like a white piece of paper.
Exactly, and beat like the hardest levels of any game. Yeah.
But no, like my friend of mine in college and we had a lot of fun just playing Duck Hunt for hours.
Oh yeah.
We would play clay shooting and we would just alternate who was shooting.
Nice.
As a fun fact, once you get past level 100, they actually get kind of weird.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's actually a glitch. I'm not certain.
I don't think I've ever gotten that far in it, to be perfectly honest.
You gotta play for Because like the game goes so slow.
Right.
That even to get to like level 100, you have to play for a couple, like almost an hour, I think.
Right. I figure I'm just gonna do a little bit of mindless grinding
fair. I
for
was just
Kuro.
trying to keep people from dying.
Yeah, no, that's probably a good suggestion too. And Dash says, "Yeah, that was news to me too. Truth in advertising, I guess." Yeah, that cracks me up.
Yeah, if you just like Google that picture, it's pretty good.
I will have to do that
I think
sometime.
I saw that on some other website, which doesn't sponsor us, so I'm not going to mention it.
Though there are some good Nintendo sites out there, if that's what it was on. Yeah.
It was not on a Nintendo specific.
Oh,
site.
okay, gotcha. Yeah, any of those other sites, they're not Nintendo specific. Take your business elsewhere.
That's right. Or give us business.
Or give it,
give me business, and then I'm happy to tell everyone how great you are.
That's no, I actually, it's funny to mention that because one of the things I have really thought about is that there are a lot of really great organizations out there that I would totally partner with, and there are some I would not. I've actually looked at some and I'm like, if they asked me to partner, I would say no.
Right, now here's my question.
Right.
Why don't you want to partner with Cheetos?
Why don't I?
Yeah.
Why do you assume that I wouldn't?
That's what you're talking about.
Oh, no,
No, it's not Cheetos.
Not Cheetos. Not
So Cheetos you're on board with.
Cheetos, if you'd like to sponsor this stream, actually, it is a chip I actually do enjoy.
Yes.
I will often as a treat, if especially like boating. I don't know why,
Boating?
but I love. It's either like Sun Chips or Cheetos are like the perfect boating
Okay. Now, I
snack.
don't know if I've ever asked you this question specifically, but it's a very important question, a test of your personality, your character.
Okay.
Really. Crunchy or puffed?
Both.
Oof.
See,
Ooh, pick a side.
how's that character right
That's
there?
terrible. I'm so disappointed
I am-
in everything right now.
What is that called? A milk toast? Is that what that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Disappointing.
Okay, if I had to choose between them, crispy though.
Okay, that's what I chose.
Yeah. But I do on occasion I like the puff, but no, definitely it's the crispy.
Yeah, no. Crunchy Cheetos are
Crunchy. I mean to say.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. For sure. The puffs are like, it's like one of those things where when you eat a couple of them, and then you kind of feel sorry for your immortal soul. Like, you just kind of go, oh.
I was like, why is so much of it air?
Yeah. You're like, it's like small universes exploding in your mouth, and you're just like, oh dear, what am I doing with my life? Really, this is what happens when we grind in Secret of Mana. I hope everyone who's stuck around has enjoyed this. Oh, I've just...
Yes, kudos to you all. We're also going to learn things about linguistics here. Does anyone know kudos? It's a Greek word, and it's not plural.
Kudos.
Yes, kudos is it's not plural. In fact, you cannot give a single kudo.
You give a single kudos.
You can give kudos, but
There you
it's
go.
not. Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, no, I guess that's why in MySpace didn't they have kudos? Isn't that what it was? You couldn't like it, but you gave kudos.
That could well be.
I think that's what it was.
Look, all I want to say about MySpace, all right, is you know what? Your friend Tom, he never did anything disingenuous.
No.
He was there for you.
Yeah, he was. So we really, it's time. It's been a full wrap for this stream. In fact, we're a little over.
We're doing important things.
Yeah, we were just chatting for a little extra, but we've leveled up some characters. We've done some good things. I guess I'm gonna go return to the boy here. Oh, actually, before I do that, let me give Kuro his spear back.
Sprite spear.
Sprite spear, indeed. And there we go.
Also, by the way, the current incarnation of the gloves put the enemies to sleep when you hit them, which is a nice side benefit.
That is good.
Yeah.
So we probably don't need to do grinding until we hit Snow Country, and we probably don't even have to do that much.
No,
then.
I wouldn't think so, because that's honestly, spoiler alert.
There's Snow Country.
Yes, but I suppose the bigger spoiler alert is that's like next, like after.
Although, actually, we could choose to go to the desert first.
Okay, I mean, you could. Not too many. Like it's just, no one cares about spoilers, right? At this point.
Well, I mean, I think everyone here has played the game before, and since Kuro's not here, I don't mind. But as long as we preface, we'll say, okay, spoilers. We're gonna talk a little bit about the game. Spoilers. If you don't want to hear this, then thank you so much for hanging out tonight. You might want to head out to bed now. We're going to talk a little spoilers, and then we're going to say our goodbyes.
All right, spoilers. Going to desert before snow country is silly because you're gonna get like halfway to where you want to go, and they're gonna tell you, "Oh, you have to go to snow country first."
That is true. That's right. Yeah, it's
So-
kind of like what we did with the going back to Guy's novel
Yeah,
instead of
yeah,
there you go.
very similar. So like you could go there first. It's just it doesn't really make any sense to do so. You don't get any benefit from it.
This is that's
You would know that just first time playing through.
But you know what's funny about that is I'm pretty sure that the player's guide walks you through to go to the desert to get that, like to meet that dialogue, and then takes you to the
tell you to go.
Yeah.
It may well. I've never used the player's guide except for the little mini one that comes in the instruction manual.
Right, yeah.
Which ends at Undyne. So
Right.
I don't even know what the player's guide would say.
But yeah. Anyway, so those are definitely things that.
After that, I would say probably the next time I would level usually is just when you get access to, we'll say air travel.
Right.
For
air travel.
Yeah, air travel.
I think my
The best use of Mode 7 and a great track, by the way.
Oh,
Great soundtrack.
oh yeah. The two best songs in Secret of Mana, "Into the Thick of It," which is the overworld theme.
I was gonna say how much
We've been
I love the fact you know the names of the tracks.
Right.
Because I also do.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah, it's the overworld theme that that you've heard a lot when we were outside of Patos Village,
chill.
and when we were just beautiful. And I mentioned how my dad brought out the recorder and we recorded it.
Yeah.
And then the other is except now that you say, is it Meridian Dance? Meridian Dance. Yeah.
The one that plays in guy the.
Oh, maybe that's.
That's Meridian.
No, that's
the one that plays
okay.
in Guy's Navel.
But that's not the one I was thinking. What's the That is a good one, but there's another one. I'm trying to think what it is called now. But it's the one that when you're riding Flammy.
Oh, what is the name of that? I don't know. Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. If you told me,
You're right. It's not Meridian Dance.
I can
though.
tell you whether you're right or wrong, but like off the top of my head.
See, I almost impress people with my knowledge. And
see,
then,
and
all
so
downhill.
My favorite is this is it's almost like a cop-out answer, but "Fear of the Heavens." It's like that's just the song that plays when you first turn it on.
That's right.
It's so good.
And it's a beautiful, just complete.
Yeah,
piece.
as an intro, and then like it works its way up. It
Right.
crescendos. Like I love the fact that it's like
starting with the whale noises.
yeah, like it's
and,
actually like this complete, almost like a movement of a piece of music.
One of my favorite songs to just kind of listen to chill to is an orchestral setting of Secret of Mana's music, and they do a medley, and it has, I mean, pretty much all the big major songs and themes, but it begins with that and then ends with that. So it's kind of got this whole, and it's really beautiful, and it's all orchestral. And then one of the neat things they do is they bring in, I forget what they use, but in orchestras when they make the rain effect, it's like that sheet of, and so they use that, and it's kind of got like
That's
this
cool.
like thunder, and then they've got little rain sounds because they're like patting on their violins and stuff, and doing little like plucks and stuff, and it's
fun.
so cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But anyway, so one of the things Kuro was telling me today, oh, by the way, I love this. R.L. Richie, Rob, hello, welcome on in. Dash Magnum says, joke's on you. I almost exclusively listen to podcasts and other shows that consist of two or more friends just messing around and joking with each other. So this is right up my alley.
I'll tell you, I listen to many of those myself. I feel you.
And Rob's finally made it. We were doing some leveling. So Rob of R.L. Richie, who I should probably give a little shout out here. I'll do that in a second. You know what? Dash, if you don't follow Rob,
You're pointing that finger
should.
very authoritatively.
so right now it is Bob and myself. Kuro is also our third player, but had to turn in early tonight, so we were just doing some kind of mindless grinding and talking about the game. And so that's where we're at. We've made it a pretty decent amount of progress. Rob, you recently played this, so I know you know where we are. We just got to Matango. We've got to go to fight the dragon there and find or not the
dragon.
Sorry, what is it called? The thing that you
serpent?
use the serpent. That's what it is. Yeah,
I
thought it was called a dragon.
It's a serpent. It's something serpent.
I can't remember the name of it. Anyway,
The serpent is in the name.
okay. So whatever that, we have to fight that and then retrieve Flammy. But
Like a steel serpent, but that doesn't sound right.
no, it's not that. Anyway, we love this game. By the way, we know it totally.
We know lots of stuff about it.
But yeah, so that's where we're at. But Kuro, it was funny today. He's like, he was saying, well, I can't be there for the full 2 hours. So, so I'm like, okay, so let's make a plan. What would you feel comfortable with Bob and I doing to do the full 2-hour stream? Should we switch to another game? Should we continue on with some grinding? Should we just continue on? He's like, well, I have a feeling I know where the story's going, so you could just go. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't think you know where the story's going.
Seems unlikely.
Yeah. If you know where the story's going, kudos, because there's that word again.
Yeah, but only the one kudos.
Yeah, only the one kudos. Because yeah, I feel like, and we're talking about spoilers right now, Rob. Just because thankfully Rob has beaten this, but Rob is particularly sensitive about spoilers in a very good way.
Sure.
Because a lot of these games he hasn't played.
I
and his wife
respect
are
that too.
playing. Yeah.
I don't like being spoiled, so
Me neither.
yeah. A lot of people actually do. They don't care. They prefer it. I really, if it's something I want to see or play,
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to be spoiled. So I feel it.
So yeah, so he and his wife play a lot of the games that they missed out on
Okay.
Back in the past. They play a lot of classic Nintendo games and whatnot. But anyway, yeah. So we're not that far into the game, but we're pretty well set. We're gonna get Flammy, and then
Yeah, I mean,
do we want to go to the desert with Kuro, or do we want to go to?
I would think you go to Ice Country first.
Let's just
I
go
think
to
it
Ice
just makes
Country,
more sense.
and because let's just do that.
I think the cutscenes are way better.
I would agree.
Funnier.
I would agree.
I think just the setting is really cool too.
Yeah.
And it has the save point in Ice Country where they actually had to put out a warning. I think isn't it an instruction manual that tells you not to save there?
Right.
Yeah. There's a save point that you're not supposed to save at.
Is it in the? I don't remember where it is actually. Maybe it was in a Nintendo Power.
Yeah, it
but-
could be. Yeah, maybe that sounds right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they had to put out the APB. Hey, don't save here. You could just corrupt your save file.
Bad things could happen. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. No. So we'll keep going, and I think actually.
Rude.
Yeah, Rob. I always have to tell people this isn't my channel spoil away. That's funny. I have no power here. That's not true, Rob, because we want you to be comfortable around here too. Dash raises his hand and says, "I'm guilty of being spoiler agnostic." Okay, but I do try my best to avoid spoiling other people because that's just rude. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, no. The thing is that I think for this game, I've already told people. I play this so many times. I used to play it about once a year, and then it kind of went to 2, and then I haven't played this. This has probably been my first time playing this in 4 years, because when I started streaming, all of my video gaming was what I was streaming, and so I'm kind of coming back to it and forgetting a lot of little details, but it's making this a really fun and fresh playthrough. And I think my next goal would be to try to play, I'm thinking I might play this again periodically on the channel. My next one probably would be a self-imposed challenge of some point, part, and a single player run. And yeah, and I don't know if I would play it on a different platform. I mean, I've got it on this. I've got it on the Wii Virtual Console, on iOS, before iOS, I should say the SNES Classic Edition, since those three are essentially the same.
Yeah.
But then the iOS version, and of course I've got it on. I forgot this. I also have Seiken Densetsu Collection for the Switch, the physical copy
So
of
you
that.
just play it in Japanese.
I could play it in Japanese. I have Seiken Densetsu 2, the actual cartridge over here, for the Super Famicom.
Now, are you going to play, before you play this again, are you going to play Seiken Densetsu 3?
That's a good question. But I should also mention I have the PS4 remake as well. I have the physical copy of that to play, so maybe I do that.
That was one of the few reasons why I was really close to getting a PS4. It's just for the physical release.
I don't have a PS4, but I got the game. I went to the store and
I'm not shocked by this.
Fun story. I did not own a PS2, and I went out and I bought Dawn of Mana.
Okay.
And I went to the store. Actually, I knew Dawn of Mana was coming out, but I didn't know when. And I didn't have a PS2, and I was kind of putting it off. So I went to the mall, and I went to a GameStop there. And I remember I found out that there was a pre-order bonus. And I was like, oh no, today is release day. And it was a pre-order bonus with a soundtrack CD. And I was like, that's awesome. I want to go get this. So I go to the GameStop there, and I said, hey, I'd like to pick this up, and can I get that pre-order bonus? He said, well, it releases today. You didn't pre-order it. I can't give you the pre-order bonus. I said, but do you have any extra copies? He says, well, yeah, but I can't give it to you because you didn't pre-order it. I said, I begged for everything. I said, please, is there anything I can do? And I just kept asking him. And the poor guy, I mean, I'm sure he was sitting there going like, dude.
Should do his job.
Yeah. And he's like, I've been told by management. And I'm like, but please, please. And finally, he looks around, and that he's looking to see the manager around, or is the closed circuit TV going, and he goes, all right, I'll tell you what, I can't just give it to you for free. I'm like, I understand, what, he's like, I can't sell it to you. You really need to pre-order it. Will you pre-order your next game? And I'm like, oh yeah. And he's like, okay, see those signs over there in the window? They're a little crooked. Would you please go? I kid you not. He goes, would you please go and make those not crooked? So I go over there, just tweak, tweak, tweak. And I do that for 2 posters on the window and come back, and he's like, here you go. And I could tell, and he was just exasperated. He's like, here you go. And I'm like, all right, here we go. Transaction complete. I got my disc.
Well done.
I was so proud of that. So anyway.
So I actually do have a PS2.
I have a PS2 now.
Well, sure.
But
is it a fat one or a slim?
A slim. Yeah, we got the slim. Basically, when the PS2s were selling out their final stock, and then I tried to do that with the PS3, and they sold out before I got one, so I had to get a used one. But I ended up going back to the first slim.
Oh, the middle.
The one
that
that has this slot loader.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I have. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have I actually have 2 PS3s.
Nice.
Yeah, I have one that's the original. Well, technically it's the second generation of them, right? It's not the original that plays PS2 games, which I'm very sad about.
Right.
It was one that came out right after that, which made me really angry.
Yeah.
And then I got one of the ones that's not the top loader with the little snappy thing, but it's the front loader, but the middle range thin one. Right. Which I got for free from a friend, which is really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I was looking to replace my PS3 because it was dying. I was over at his house, and I'm like, hey, I see a PS3 on your shelf that's not doing anything. Can I buy that off you? Give me $50 or whatever. And he goes, oh yeah, we're not using that. Here you go.
That's awesome.
Okay.
I love it. Don't you love it when you have friends who like gaming and are into gaming?
Yeah.
And that, you can, but then you can.
And then I just was like, and then took it back, and then I fixed the other one too.
Nice.
So, okay, now I have 2 PS3s.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I like that version of the PS3. I mean, everyone knows me. I'm a Nintendo fan, but Sony, that PS3 is actually a beautiful machine. I love it, and I got it home. I got my used version. I that was long past they had the slot loading one, which my brother-in-law, he had, poor guy, the initial one that played PS1 and PS2. That fried out. They repaired it. It fried out again. So then he went and they got. I think they got the Slim, and then that fried. I could be wrong. That may just not be a part of the story. Like the Slim may never exist.
I like to think you're just lying.
Yeah, that might be that's a fabrication.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah. And then he got the slot loading one, and he's had that for a while. But just recently, we got the PS4. We went out and got that. But the slot loading one, I knew I loved the look of it. So when I went out and got one, it was the same cost as a newer model, and I said, or maybe even a little more, and I said, no, I got to get that one. And I took it home, and a little trick, if any of you who are trying to clean up your systems and stuff, there's lots of little things. So I do a nice thorough clean of it. I realized that I didn't really need to take it apart, and I didn't really want to because the modern machines are a little more complex. I didn't have to, so I used some compressed air and everything. But then
by compressed air, I'm assuming you mean you walked around and just blew on it. Yeah, exactly.
No, I have an air compressor I use for these things.
Took the PS3 discs and just blew on it.
It's not working.
Just shine it right here.
Yeah, why is it flashing red? But I took it home. I actually used some Lysol wipes, which is a nice all-purpose thing for video game consoles that you get. And then afterwards, I spray a little WD-40. And certain plastics you don't want to do this on. But the PS3, a little WD-40 and then a nice buff, and that thing looks beautiful. It shines, It's like it was like waxing your sports car. It was like I like looked at this machine and I'm like, that is just a beautiful console.
You just described something that I have no familiarity with.
I know. Well, I don't either. Well, no.
I think that I've owned my car for 5 years.
Yeah.
I've maybe washed it twice.
Right.
By washed it, I mean I've taken it through a car wash after getting gas. And by that, I mean my kids really get a kick out of going through the car wash. So it was like spending $8, which is more than it should cost.
Yeah.
But I was spending $8 for the kids to have like 3 minutes of entertainment because I'm weak. And they're adorable. So you just do it.
I love it. I love it. Hey, One Up John asks, is Bob a streamer? If not, would he consider it?
Funny you mentioned that. Short answer, no, not really. Longer answer is that some friends of mine and I are working on doing some, at least at the moment, Smash Ultimate streaming with some of our friends that are playing, and mostly it's just for us, but obviously it's not going to be like a private stream, so if anyone wants to watch it, by all means. And actually,
And that's on your channel.
yes, it would be on my channel, which does exist.
You feel free to type something and it should show up.
I'm here.
Like a emote would be perfect.
Can't, say something. I must. It's not saying anything. Now this is good content.
And what was the? I mean,
But anyway, okay, hold on. Chat. Oh,
have you gotten disconnected or something?
I had to agree to the chat rules.
Oh.
Apparently I've just been lurking the whole time.
Please be family friendly.
I have lurked the entire time, and
Yeah.
I am now allowed.
Nice.
Oh wait, did I? Maybe I'm not. There it is. Okay, I'm hitting that button a lot. Okay, perfect. There we go.
There we go. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. No, my profile's pretty barren. I think all it says is I like games and playing them.
That's
It's a
right.
picture of a sign I found at Point Defiance.
Nice, nice.
And all it says is like swimmers can be stranded at high tide. Just thought it was a really funny sign.
That's
So I
awesome.
took a picture of it.
I mean, it funny and also true and
Yeah, no,
life saving.
yes, agreed. Oh wait, no, maybe that's the one where it's like a picture of a guy falling off a cliff.
I think that's what.
I think that's what
the
it
one,
is.
yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a different picture.
Yeah.
Which is also a funny sign.
Yeah, and also something.
Yeah,
that
don't
is
fall off
true
a
and
cliff.
life- Yeah.
That's my advice to you.
Probably.
So long answer, no, I'm not really a streamer. I have streamed a few things before. I think it was on YouTube actually, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm looking to do a little bit of it, at least as far as my friends and I are concerned. I don't have a ton of just time that I can dedicate to
Right.
it, especially not scheduled. I've kind of made the point to schedule this time.
Yeah.
But like it's finite. It's not
Right.
Like, there was a point at which this will end. Either we'll finish the game or he's gonna move. In either case,
Right.
This is not indefinite.
At the rate we're going, it might be the move first. no.
If that's the
we
case,
got it.
if that's the case, you know what's gonna happen. We'll finish. You'll finish, and it's just I'll be on the mic. I'll be.
Oh yeah,
I'll be guiding
there
you.
you go. I like it. Maybe we
Ethereally.
could set up a way to like voice control the
Oh my
second
goodness. That sounds
controller.
Awful. Maybe by then.
Up.
Maybe by then, Nintendo Switch Online will let you play Super Nintendo games online, and maybe
Yes.
one of those games will be Secret of Mana.
Wow, you know how amazing that would be if Secret of Mana came. Like if they have SNES Online and they have that game.
It would
and
be
3-player.
It would be
online.
very amazing. As much as I love Nintendo, and I do, and the Switch is a really cool console. I don't trust them to do the things that will make me give them my money. There's so many missed opportunities for them to just like make me give them money, and they don't do it.
You are, yeah. So Rob says, I'm going to move to bed. I'll leave the lurk on, but I'll probably pass out shortly. Rob, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for saying hi. I know that, oh, what is this? Rob says, I'd totally do that. The online, wouldn't that be great? Or
Yeah.
yeah. And then Rob says, oh, good night, guys. Just saw this because Dash and Dark Solid X are saying good night. Dark Solid X says, hello, Bob the Fish, too. And Dash says, welcome on in.
Awesome.
To you.
I will add one thing real quick. Sorry.
Please.
It's just that thanks to this guy right here. If I were only looking at that, I would be pointing the wrong direction. But as I can look right at you, I know which way to point. That's helpful. Thanks to this guy, I do have the capacity to stream Switch games, which I did not previously. And I haven't actually had the time to get that all up and running. I think I'm going to try to do that tomorrow evening.
Nice.
So I might be doing like a test stream
Perfect.
tomorrow night, tentatively.
Cool.
And we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
So I have a weird setup, which is to say the computer that I have that's capable of streaming is in the garage, which in order to run that, trying to get Wi-Fi from the garage is not great. So I got a like ridiculously long, unnecessarily long 200-foot Ethernet cable. Oh, it's dumb. It's the best thing I own. It's like three times as long as I need it to be, but it's fantastic. So I'm trying to figure out, but I had this problem in my brain. I was trying to figure out, okay, well, I can get the cord down for the computer,
Right.
but how do I then connect the Switch online? Because that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, because if you don't have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and I don't have 200+ foot cords. So I came up with this idea because I thought, well, what I need is some kind of like a hub, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But then I thought, well, I can use any old router I have. And I've got like 3 lying around, right?
Yeah.
So you just run the long cord into the router, and then you run 2 short ones out of the router to each thing.
Brilliant.
And I was like, this is going to be the most like rigged up system that you can have.
I love it.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to like take a webcam and show the system I have
That is
up and running, because it's
fantastic.
going to be pretty gross.
I'm excited to see that. Dark Solid X says 200 foot. Well, I have 2 100-foot cables, so there you go. You need to. Just
I don't know
talk
which
some.
is better.
Yeah, I don't.
I guess 200-foot cables is probably more useful.
Probably.
Yeah, I feel like that's much more necessary.
Right. So with that, I think
Sure,
we should
yes,
call it
let's
a
do that.
stream. This has been a wonderful time, a wonderful night. Thank you to all of you who have stuck around and hung out with us, played with us, shared your thoughts and insights. I hope that you've been enjoying this. Obviously, it's a little different from my usual content because we've got 2 other people, guests here in person.
In person.
In person,
Right
which
here.
is actually really cool.
I can poke him. See?
That was delayed.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
There.
Aw, look, it's my rabbite friend.
It's not a silk tail, it's yellow, not
That's
pink.
right. That's right. It's
This
the
is
rabbit.
different.
This is the rabbit. Dark Solid X says, "Okay, you guys have a good night. Thank you so much again for hanging out. You know what? I am gonna do a quick check just to see if there's someone we want to raid. I feel like we've gone later, and I'm not sure that there is anyone, but I'm gonna just do a quick check. But yeah, if anyone is around who has not actually been or who doesn't know, I am Art of Mana. You can call me Mana. I'm a family-friendly E for everyone variety streamer, and I do focus on Nintendo, retro, and indie. And feel free to follow if you've enjoyed this content, and if you have not already done so. You can also check me out on Selecting Start, which is a lot of fun. We can hang out there as well. And I usually stream Mondays there, though I am taking a little bit of a hiatus for the time being. I'm not seeing anyone right yet.
I will say, Jam Dog, thanks for loving the stream.
Yes.
Glad to have you.
Thank you so much for the raid at the start too. And
That was unexpected.
yeah, oh I know. I was shocked. I was like, wow, okay. Yeah, you know what? I think we might just call it a night. I think that's good. It seems like a nice kind of sleepy sort of thing. Dash says, "Yeah, great stream tonight. Loving the regular Secret of Mana sessions. I'm really glad. I think it's been a lot of fun."
It's been a lot of fun. I will say, you've mentioned that you haven't played it for like 4 years. And somewhat ironically, I actually just finished playing this with my 6-year-old. I think I finished it early December. So it has not been that long.
Yeah,
It's like it was about a month between when I finished it and when I started it again.
and it's funny because like I for this game I do like to space it out enough that I forget
Yeah.
things. So it's actually really nice that you have a little bit fresher eyes because or not fresher eyes, that you have more experience more recently
Yeah.
because there are a lot of things I've forgotten.
Well, it's just like a lot of little things that you're required to do in certain sequence. And if you don't, it's fine. It's just you'll then have to backtrack a bunch.
Right. But yeah, Jam Doggy, that was awesome that you joined us for that, and thanks for bringing your raiders. I hope your streams are going well. And Jam Doggy, I hope you know too. I really mean that. I really love your streams, and I wish that I was able to be there more often because I just have not really been able to be at a lot of people's streams lately, unfortunately. But also, thank you to Mr. Dacre for that 20. I almost said 20 years. That 20 months.
It's impressive. The internet 20 years ago could barely have pushed out any video.
Right, right. It would be like a GIF would bring your system to the
Man,
to
the
a halt.
56K GIF was rough.
Ooh, yeah. But Mr. Dacre, for those 20 months of support, thank you so much. And also Mina, who stopped by. I don't know if they're still here or not. They're probably not, but I hope to see them again. It was really nice to meet another Secret of Mana fan, because that's always awesome. So everyone, as always, do good and be well. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.